McKendree University men's basketball is on the air. We are live from the Statham Center here in the campus of McKendree University. It's rivalry game once again in the final home game of the 2017-18 GLVC schedule for the Bearcats as they welcome in the Tritons of the University of Missouri St. Louis. Josie Lowe, Ken Zimmerman with you here for another edition of McKendree University men's basketball. We'll get to my partner Ken Zimmerman in just a moment. Bearcats has been a struggle this season in GLVC play, something we did not expect. 11-13 record overall and just 2-12 in GLVC play. The hard thing to figure out about the Bearcats is it started pretty promising in GLVC play back on December the 2nd, where they went on the road to Drury and upset Drury 100-91. Winning that game, we have high hopes for this Bearcat squad. Drury currently is the second seed in the tournament point rating system, and the Bearcats we thought would be on their way to some bigger and better things, but that has not been the case. The Bearcats, after winning that first game, have struggled throughout the rest of the season and have gone 1-11 since then. And now the Bearcats looking at a 2-12 record overall in the GLVC play and playing out the string. So what does that mean for the Bearcats? It means that they can play spoiler, and it starts here tonight with UMSL. As the Tritons come in, they have a 7-7 record in second place in the Central Division, a game and a half behind Maryville, so they still have some work to do there. They could, with some help from the Bearcats, with a win here tonight, and the Bearcats, if they go to Maryville, could win at Maryville, could really help UMSL if they win a few in a row. As UMSL, though, sits in the 8th seed ahead of, by hundreds of percentage points, 7/100ths of a percentage point ahead of William Jewell in 9th, who actually has a better record, 8-6, but the way they level these games out, the way they count them, there's a point system, and as they bring in my partner, Ken Zimmerman, on senior night here tonight for the Bearcats, it's unfortunate that it's come to this. This is where it is for the Bearcats, but it's a good opportunity here to really spoil things for UMSL with a big victory here tonight and a heartbreaking loss the first time these two teams met.
Yeah, UMSL scored with 0.9 seconds left on the clock, 2-point win. Bearcats were down, I believe, 15 in that game, Joe, and actually took a 5-point lead in the second, late in the game in the second half, but UMSL pulled away down the stretch, and it seems like that's was a little bit of a deja vu for the Bearcats because that's happened to them before in recent years. The teams seem to always go down to the wire when they play each other, but this is the last home game of the year, so you know you want to finish on a good note. The Bearcats have not won a conference game at home all season. They've lost 7 straight. They are desperately looking for a win, and it would just be extra special if they could do it against UMSL, a team that they have lost some heartbreakers to the last couple of years, and they're a very good team, very competitive in their division, and so the Cats need to really get out and take care of business tonight. Right now they're honoring longtime scorekeeper John McCall. He has not missed a game, I don't believe, in like 30 years. I mean, he's been doing that. I've been broadcasting 24 years McKendree basketball. He predates me. He's been doing this for a long, long time. He's a retired school teacher up in Highland. And so we want to thank him for all his many hours of doing the scoreboard, the official scoreboard for both the women's and men's games for 3 decades. And he said he is still going to do some Highland High School games because that's close to home for him. And he'll come and watch the Bearcats and certainly root us on. But congratulations to John McCall being presented with a game ball, I imagine, signed by the team. And that'll look nice in his trophy case back in Highland, Illinois. So great job, John. When I first started broadcasting, we used to call him Quick Draw McCall because he would get that foul up on the board before we could even say it on the air. He would have it up there. But well-deserved retirement for him. We wish him the best. And a nice crowd here tonight, Joe. We've got a good turnout on a Thursday night, kind of a rainy weeknight. But the Bearcats, again, it's been a forgettable season. They're going to try to do something memorable here tonight for this crowd.
Well, and as you said before, they've had some heartbreaking losses over the years, and especially to UMSL. It seems like a lot of these games come down to the wire. We think about Coach Statham trying to get the all-time wins record. The game at UMSL is a tight game. Came down to the end, back and forth. where UMSL was able to make a couple of plays really in the final minute to win that game and kind of pull away and get the victory over the Bearcats. Of course, Coach Statham would get the record a couple of days later on Sunday at Maryville, but it has been a real heartbreaker of a career against history between these two teams, especially on McKendree's side. Really, that's where it's been. So the Bearcats, again, a tough loss earlier in the year, and right now that's where they're just reduced to trying to play spoiler. And boy, I'll tell you, if UMSL were to lose this game, Kent, given the way the rankings and given what the point system is, the way it works and what they do is, again, to explain that for you who are watching or listening to this broadcast, excuse me, because there are 15 teams and 3 divisions, they put a certain amount of weight on your wins and losses. It depends, again, a certain win. If you're winning against a team that's, say, under 500, and you win it on your home floor, it may not have as much of a much pull or as much points weighted as if you were to go on the road and, say, beat a Drury in their building, one of the top-tier teams, where it's going to carry a little bit more weight. So, again, if UMSL were to fall tonight to the Bearcats at 2-12, UMSL were to lose here tonight, and they're the 8th seed, that would be very damaging. William Jewell would probably sneak up now, regardless of what they did, and if they did win that game and an UMSL loss tonight, that would really be damaging, but that's where the Bearcats are. That's all they've got left.
Well, absolutely, and we've talked before tonight that the Bearcats are kind of in a situation where they really don't have anything to lose. They need to just come out and have some fun, play with reckless abandon, play disciplined, do the things that they can do and have done. And when they were having success earlier in the year, you got to forget about the losing streak and just press the reset button and start over and start working on building something going into next year for the players that will be returning. And barring a transfer, all these guys are going to be back, other than the 2 seniors, Otto and Blanks. So let's finish the season strong, and the Cats are going to go to Quincy and Missouri University of Science and Technology, who last I saw had not won a game in conference all year. So you've got an opportunity to pick up some W's here and finish the season on a high note. And I certainly think Coach Statham's going to try to keep his team focused on doing that. Again, they're honoring the band members and cheerleaders who are seniors here today. The Bearcat 2 seniors were honored prior to the game on Saturday last weekend. So,
and the Bearcats, again, as we talked about it, again, just in dire need of something positive. It hasn't necessarily been the starts for the Bearcats. They've had some really good starts here at home. It's been a lull, something where they just can't sustain it and play a good half of basketball. We talk about the game a week ago. Played obviously a very good team, a very good Bellarmine team, a team that we all feel probably is the best team on the men's side here in winning that game and losing that game to Bellarmine. But a first half where the Bearcats played about as good as you could for about 36, 37 minutes. The first half, about 18 minutes of that first half. But those last couple of minutes, they let Bellarmine get the lead, and then Bellarmine did what we said they couldn't, what the Bearcats couldn't allow them to do in the second half, and that's make an early run. They went on a 10-2 run to start the second half, and a 4-point lead quickly was 12, and you just saw the shoulders droop and the heads go down to the Bearcat players, and you just knew it was headed the wrong way.
Well, Bellarmine 22-2 on the season, but the Bearcats, I think, gave them all they could handle in that first half and really shut down their three-point shooting. And we were unable to do that in the second half. They came out and made some shots and really made things difficult for the Bearcats. And they kind of kick things into that extra gear, and that's what really good teams do. They're able to kind of find a way to win a game like that on a night when they're not playing their best. The Bearcats have not been able to do that much this year. They need to play. They need to play their best for 40 minutes. Against a lot of the teams that we're facing in this conference, and so it's going to be important for them to really come out and be consistent in both halves here tonight. Keep things close with UMSL. They've got a couple of nice players. They have a good mix of youth and experience. They've got some good-looking freshmen that they're mixing in as well. They're not real big. I think again they Nolan Gerling will have an opportunity to have some success tonight if we can get him the ball in good scoring position. But again, he's got to finish those shots when he gets that ball down low. And it seems like the last couple of games during this streak, and I'm not putting this on him, but this is just one of many things that have gone wrong. He's missed a lot of shots from within 5 feet of the basket, and he's just got to finish strong and make those when he gets the ball in good scoring position. And the Bearcats, free throw percentage has kind of been slipping as the year has gone on. They're still, 73% as a team, which is not bad, but that's below where it was earlier. So, a couple of guys shooting it well, and other guys have been inconsistent. It's just been a laundry list of things that have gone wrong. Injuries and other factors as well that have led to this rough stretch that the Bearcats are going through. But the effort for the most part has been good. The results haven't always been that good. UMSL's coming in, as you talked about, Joe. This is a game they really need to win, and hopefully that'll be a big motivator for the Bearcats to come out and play the spoiler.
Well, and certainly, again, with the history, as you pointed out, we talked about earlier, between these two teams, and also some heartbreaking losses for the Bearcats against this team. I think they'd like nothing more, the Bearcats, than to get off the schneid, so to speak, here tonight, and to do it against an UMSL team who really put a dagger with 3 games left, and them clinging to that 8th spot in the GLVC tournament rankings. So it would be a big one here tonight. And again, we'll just see if the Bearcats can put together 40 minutes. That's really been the question. They've really only been able to do that for the most part, close to that, for 2 games this year, and they've won both those games, both on the road. For whatever reason, just a head-scratcher why they can't win a home game here in conference play, because over the years when they have struggled, they usually have come in.
It's been on the road.
It's been on the road, and you're right. And,
right.
And the home court has been, they've made it difficult for teams to come in here and win. This year, not so much, where the margin of victory seems to get wider and wider. They're losing a lot more games, and they're not really that close.
Yeah, it's really been hard to explain. We beat Missouri St. Louis at home last year on my birthday by 10. And a lot of the players that took place in that game are still around. Of course, the Bearcats without Michael Jackson, David Franklin, their top 2 players from last year, but a lot of guys like Nate Michael, Nolan Gerling were key players on that team last year. So they know they match up well against this team. They took them to the final, literally the final second, when they played over in St. Louis last month. So I look for this to be a very competitive game, and hopefully the Bearcats will have a few bounces go their way.
And hopefully they can send you with a belated birthday present this year, because I do remember that game last year, and that was a great one to beat UMSL here. It was just good. It felt good to finally beat those guys. These guys they've really, again, tortured the Bearcats over the years when the 2 teams have played. All right, Bearcats are hitting the floor, and let's get the starting lineups for both teams this evening. So with that, I will turn it over to my partner, Ken Zimmerman.
All right, thanks, Joe. For the visiting Tritons of the University of Missouri St. Louis, they'll start Elijah Watson, a 6'1 senior guard from Chicago, Illinois. Anthony Hughes, a 6'2 freshman guard from St. Louis. DJ White, a 6'2 senior guard forward from Chicago. And Eric Dust, a 6'8 junior forward center from Taylorville, Illinois. And Tritons coached by Bob Sunvold. He's assisted by Jesse Shaw, Scott Gauthier, and Chico Jones. And the Tritons are 12-11 on the season. They are 7-7 in the GLVC. And for your McKendree University Bearcats, in the backcourt, the starters Gianni Otto, a 6'1 senior from Remsek, Germany, and Nate Michael, a 6'3 junior from St. Joseph, Illinois. The forwards are Malcolm Mabry, a 6'5 junior from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and Justin Blanks, a 6'4 senior from Akron, Ohio. And the man in the middle, a 6'10 sophomore from Germantown, Illinois, Nolan Gerling. Of course, the Bearcats coached by the legendary Harry Statham. He's assisted by former player Eric Eckelbarger. Student assistants Grant Riggs and Darren Winkleman. Bearcats 11-13 overall, 2-12 in the GLVC, looking for their first home win. And again, for the Tritons, they'll start Watson, Hughes, White, Davis, and Dust. For the Bearcats, Otto, Michael, Mabry, Blanks, and Gerling.
So the Bearcats, again, at 11-13 overall, 2-12 in GLVC play. They are playing off the string. Cannot make the postseason. Trying to wrap this up, but they can play spoiler. and can do so tonight against the Tritons. It certainly could make things a little bit more challenging and difficult for Maryville on Sunday when they travel to Maryville as well too. Maryville's got a pretty solid squad, and
they're good.
And they're a good team as well too. So I'm sure Maryville watching this game, they wouldn't mind if the Bearcats took out UMSL, and I would leave Maryville in a great opportunity to clinch the Central and give them a little bit more breathing room, make sure that they could handle things and put a damper on UMSL moving forward. All right, give me a couple of keys to tonight's game for the Bearcats to have some success, snap this losing streak, and make life a little bit more uneasy for UMSL.
Well, I think one of the keys is staying out of foul trouble. We've had some, with having a short bench, if one of our key players gets sent to the bench for an extended period of time, that's really going to hurt us. That's number one. Number two is we've got to really play better defense than we've played during this 7-game losing streak. We've got to really disrupt the other team and not give them easy baskets in the paint, which we've done a lot of, and defend the three a little bit better. So I say stay out of foul, play good defense, but don't foul. If we can do that, we got a good chance tonight. As legendary John Wooden said, be quick but don't hurry.
No, that's right. Excellent point. So Bearcats and the Tritons set to do battle here. Second matchup between these two teams this season. The Tritons winning that one on literally a last second shot with 0.9 seconds to go to beat the Bearcats earlier this season. Right now I'm making an announcement about the University of Indianapolis swim recruit who passed yesterday in the tragedy in Parkland, Florida. We'll talk a little bit about that as well too. You'll notice a black ribbon in the upper left corner of your screen if you're watching at mckbearcats.com. And now we'll have a moment of silence in memory.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Harry M. Stadium Sports Center on the beautiful campus of McKendree University. Tonight's Great Lakes Valley Conference game features the visiting Tritons from the University of Missouri St. Louis and your McKendree University Bearcats. At this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats and face the flag in the southeast corner of the arena. Please join with our own Kurt Worley as we honor America and those who have fought for our freedom with a singing of our national anthem.
He does it all, as we said many, many times, and a beautiful rendition of the anthem. You can see people get excited as well right before the start of that. And it's something I want to point out real quickly here. If you didn't join us for the women's game, you'll notice on the men's game as well, too, as you see the starting lineup for UMSL on your screen, you'll see the Bearcats here. There is a black ribbon in the upper left-hand corner portion of your screen this evening, and the Great Lakes Valley Conference and its 14 other member institutions are mourning tonight with the University of Indianapolis on the passing of incoming Greyhound men's swimming recruit Nicholas DeWarrett. Nicholas is one of 17 victims who tragically passed yesterday at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, as I'm sure everybody is aware of and saw the coverage of that all over the news. Nicholas visited University of Indy 3 weeks ago and committed to becoming a Greyhound. Just this past week, his future team won its first ever GLVC men's swimming and diving championship. GLVC is a family, and when one of our schools hurt, we all hurt. So our thoughts and prayers with the families of those 17 victims, as well as the first responders affected by the tragedy. Just another terrible day, and sadly, those days are becoming more and more common, which is just it's heartbreaking. It really is. So again, thoughts and prayers out to all the families affected and the first responders, obviously, by the tragedy yesterday in Parkland, Florida. So get a little bit of time to forget about that. Have this basketball game here tonight as the Bearcats being introduced, and Nolan Gerling last one, and you talked about it too as well, keeping Nolan Gerling on the floor and making him effective when he's around the basket, getting those easy chippies. He seems to have a hard time finishing around the cylinder. We need him here tonight big time, and he's got a height advantage on this UMSL squad.
Yeah, he's got a couple-inch advantage over anybody that's going to be guarding him, so we've got to get him the ball. He's got to work and get good position. And he's smart enough to give it up if he doesn't have a shot. He's a good passer, doesn't turn the ball over much, but we've got to run the offense through the big guy. And hopefully our three-point shooting will be on tonight. The Bearcats have been streaky in that department. Some games they've looked really good. Other games they've struggled to get good shots off. Again, Malcolm Mabry, the undersized power forward, will jump center for the Cats, leading the team in rebounding.
He'll jump against Dustin. Ball tipped. Controlled by UMSL. And they'll start it off. So the Tritons with the opening possession of the game. Bearcats go right to left here in the first half, as they always do. And a roll to the basket, missing a layup. Put-back try is no good, but DJ White fouled, and immediately it's something we didn't want to have happen was a foul, and Bearcats give up an opportunity, a shot attempt close to the basket, and an offensive rebound. So
the foul on Gianni Otto, that's probably of the five guys on the floor, the guy you are not as burned up about having the foul called on because he doesn't foul a lot. But again, we kind of converged and defended the initial drive to the basket pretty well, but then we didn't box out and allowed the Tritons to get that offensive rebound.
White with one more. He'll hit that one. So DJ White gets the Tritons on the board, and the first points of the game, 2-0. Bearcats' first offensive possession. They go right to left on your screen. Blanks, right wing, up top, Gerling. Swing it around, left wing, Otto. Up top, Nate Michael. Now to Otto. Otto looking inside for Blanks. He was deflected, thrown away. He was touched by an UMSL player, so Blanks goes back in the backcourt to get it. 10 to shoot. Justin going to step back. Long three ball is good. Justin Blanks starts it off the right way, and maybe that's a good sign of things to come. He's been a slow starter at times in these more recent home games, so getting him off and getting him going on the right foot would be good.
And 19 points a game. I believe he leads the GLVC in scoring, and now a steal.
Here comes Blanks, goes in, and a finger roll it in. 5 in a row for Blanks. And the Bearcats by 3. Good defense there, and that's you called it. The Bearcats have got to defend well tonight.
Bearcats among the GLVC leaders in steals. That is one area they've done well, and a foul away from the ball will give us the ball back.
It's going to be on Eric Dust. It's a player control foul, at least an offensive foul, so his first, team's first. And so Bearcats with the 5-2 lead and the ball. Final home game this season for the Bearcats. They'll be on the road for their final 3 starting Saturday at Maryville. And Mabry, a little half hook. Look at that, a floater. And Malcolm on the score sheet. 7 in a row for the Bearcats.
You got to love that. The crowd's starting to get into this one.
In the corner, Otto closely on Watson. Watson off a pick, and Dust rolls to the basket. Had it knocked away, and he goes down and blanks the steal. Blanks the other way, quickly surging in the front court, left it short. Gerling, the putback, no good. And the loose ball taken there by Umsel.
Blanks knifed through the defense, but couldn't get the shot off.
Watson to White. Swing it around now for Davis. Davis driving. Cut off there in the lane. Now back out to Watson. 15 to shoot. Watson will back it out. Calls the play, looking for a pick from the big man. He gets one, gets around Otto. Now trying to dribble around Gerling. Kicks it back out. 3 ball, open 3 around and out. And the loose ball rebound taken down by Mabry. A good look there for Anthony Hughes, but it rolled around the cylinder and popped out. Otto to Blanks. Blanks looking inside, wants to get a pick from Gerling. Now flashes out. Swing it to Otto. Right corner, Mabry inside to Gerling. Little dish for Mabry. He'll turn, waits for the defender to go by, puts it up and left it short.
Mabry made it harder than it needed to be there, Joe.
Absolutely. Just got to go back up immediately.
Took too much time.
Now Davis, left wing, guarded by Michael. Now to White, DJ White. On the left corner, no good. Rebound, Blanks. Blanks comes out with it, 3 gone. 7 straight for the Bearcats, and they lead it by 5. Michael. Now to Otto. Otto to Gerling. Gerling inside. Mabry lays it in. Boy, great feed, and you can see Mabry muscle to get that pass and put it in.
No margin for error on that pass there for Gerling, but he was able to deliver it to Mabry. So Malcolm off to a very good start here.
Again, to your point, the Bearcats just come out and play ball. That's what they're doing right now. They look like they're just going out there and they're playing ball, playing smart. And I want to see him defend well. Watson, little crossover on Otto. Back out to Hughes. Hughes driving in the lane. A short jump shot is good. Nifty move there by Hughes to stop the run at 9 straight.
Davis, Matthews, and Hughes, the only players averaging in double figures for the Tritons. They're only averaging 70 points a game.
Gerling, a little short shot, and that one will go. Left hand. It could have been easier. Like he was putting a can up on top of the cupboard.
When you're 6'10", it doesn't take much. If you can just get off the ground a little bit, it's going to be pretty easy to get that ball to go in the cylinder when you're that close.
11-4, Bearcats by 7. Davis out of Dust. Dust over to Watson. Watson looking left wing. Up top, Hughes, 10 to shoot. Hughes steps back now, dribbles to the left wing. Hughes looking. They want to go inside. Now back up top, Watson, 5 to shoot. Watson in the lane. Looked like he took an extra step and will feather one off the glass and score.
Kind of stutter step through there. The strong finish.
Elijah Watson now. Reverse layup by Mabry is good. Malcolm Mabry off quickly with 6.
Boy, a hesitation dribble, and then Mabry up and under with a reverse layup.
Watson, over to White, out of Hughes. Hughes in the left wing, up top, Davis. To Watson. Watson, up top, Davis. He'll pop out 3, that is good. Stephen Davis with a 3. Boy, I tell you, they just picked off Nate Michael enough, and he had a step and buried that 3 as Nate was getting back on him.
Stephen Davis, their best three-point shooter and leading scorer. You got to be aware of him on the offense for sure.
Otto inside. Gerling. Gerling. Jump step, and he traveled. Shuffled the feet. And the right idea going in, but took that step before he put that on the floor. And we get a stop. Let's keep it here for now. 13-9. The Bearcats leading. 14:42 to play here in the first half. And your thoughts early on. Again, a good start for the Bearcats. They seem to be just sort of playing. Umsel's hit a couple of difficult shots. The Bearcats have defended it a little bit better, made him earn it. But again, the Bearcats are off to a good start, and Malcolm Mabry leading the way.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be pretty happy so far. Again, the Bearcats are 6 of 8 from the field, and when you shoot that well, it's pretty hard to look bad. But I still think we need to turn things up a little bit on defense. We're giving them some open looks. Luckily, they've only hit 1 3 so far. The one from Davis just moments ago, and that's the only shot he's been able to get off so far. So we've been on him, but we let him open one time, and he made us pay for it. So a good start for the Bearcats, and we just have to continue doing what we've been doing and try to pressure the ball a little bit more on defense and force some turnovers. Bearcats with 2 steals here early. And one thing we have done well after that first Umsel possession is limiting their second chance opportunities. Cats have done a better job of that. And the Bearcats, one of the top rebounding teams in the GLVC.
So substitutions for UMSL. They sub in a couple of players. Jose Grubbs, number 35, who just inbounded it. He checks in along with number 10, Jonathan Matthews. Grubbs, a freshman from Joliet, and then missing the dunk and an offensive foul was the other man that checked in, Dwayne Ward. So Ward picks up one, the junior from Chicago.
Mabry stood his ground defensively and picks up the charge.
Second team foul on UMSL. So good job by Malcolm. He's got the early scoring going and takes that charge. Mabry up top. Michael. Inside, left block this time, right block over to Gerling. Gerling now top to Nate Bethel, who just checked in. Inside, Gerling, little baby hook. He'll get the shooter's touch. Gerling with 4.
But Gerling, we're using that left hand today. Good to see that.
15-9, Bearcats by 6. 6 minutes gone here, opening half. Driving Davis, going to put a floater in the air and gets the putback, and it'll go. Boy, he missed the shot, but Mabry had tried to defend it and was able to put it right back up and score. And this time it's Blanks comes in. He missed, but Gerling picks up the loose change. He's got 6.
And Nolan 3 for 3 from the field. So like we talked about, he's taking advantage of his opportunities, and he needs to continue doing that.
Matthews rubs for 3, and that's too hard. That'll hit the top of the backboard. It rolls down to Mabry. I think they're waiting for a whistle, thinking it would hit the shot clock, and it never did. So bounced right between the 3 Bearcats. UMSL had already run down the field. Now we get a bump there by Jonathan Matthews. That'll be his first and the team's third.
And Nate Michael, the Bearcats' top 3-point threat, and they've been hanging on him pretty tight. He has yet to attempt a shot. Lens Harley-Lewis now, the 6'8 junior, will check in and give Nolan Gerling a breather.
Let's hope for Nolan's sake it's not too long of a breather. He looks good out there early on.
Yeah, we don't want him to cool off too much.
Michael calling the play.
Yeah, we got to get Nate to heat up a little bit now. We got to run some screens and get him open.
There's Blanks. Trying to pop out of a double team. Now to Mabry. Bethel, 3 as he steps back and scores. Nate Bethel. Wow, his first shot of 3, and the Bearcats' lead is 9. Watson. Also play. Grubbs. Nice swing it around Matthews, right wing. Gets a pick out high, and a Mabry on him. Try to get the mismatch to Grubbs and Michael. Now they'll switch. UMSL couldn't take advantage of that. Driving Hughes, stopping, kicks it back out. Watson, 10 to shoot. Watson pointing to his right, looking for a screen out high. Gets one, they kick it in the corner. Matthews, he go up and under, and he missed it. Boy, an acrobatic shot. I don't know how he even got that up. And it rolled off the rim. Bearcat rebound, Michael. In the corner to Bethel. Bethel drives, left baseline, up strong, but a little too wild, missed it, and Lens Harley-Lewis whistled for the over the back. That's a shame. Nate Bethel just a little bit out of control there. He's going to slow himself down a bit. But the aggressiveness, you're early on, I mean, kind of like what we're seeing here, too. Everybody being aggressive here, and kind of what you're saying, just go out there and play.
Right, and the Bearcats have minimized the turnovers for the most part thus far. You don't mind an occasional one that's one of over-aggressiveness.
Yes, now a little jump hook over Blanks by Elijah Watson. Stops that Bearcat run. 2013 now in favor of the Bearcats. Can the Bearcats sustain it? That's the thing. They've had some really good starts here at home this season. Just have not been able to sustain it. Mabry looking in the post. Lens Harley-Lewis now backs it. Now he's going to pull up, short jumper, and scores. Malcolm Mabry with 8. Doing a little bit of everything in this first half.
4 for 5 from the field.
Hughes spinning. The man in the air underneath to Dust. Dust has got to dribble it back out. Almost threw it away. Matthews to Watson. Watson hands it to Grubbs. Back to Watson. Off the glass. Offensive foul. Offensive foul. Lens Harley-Lewis took the charge. Boy, great position, too, to stay out of that cylinder. 4th team foul on UMSL. And an official's timeout on the floor. Let's take it with him. 11:23 to play here in the first half. Bearcats an early lead by 9. This is a McKendree men's basketball on the GLVC and Bearcat Sports Network. Ken Zimmerman, Joe Zidlow back to the Statham Sports Center. 11:23 to play first half. Bearcats an early 9-point lead on UMSL, 22-13. And the Bearcats getting it done with some scintillating shooting from the field, Kent.
Yeah, 10 of 14, 71%. They've made both of their three-pointers. Yet to shoot a free throw, but they haven't needed to. UMSL scored the first 2 points of the game on a couple of free throws, and now the offensive foul on Bethel, and his defender was moving sideways, but he leaned in and is called for the foul. It seems like these officials have made a point of emphasis to call the offensive foul thus far. At least they've been consistent on both ends.
They have, no doubt about it. Third offensive foul we've seen already. As Hughes tries to come out. Boy, he looked like he got away with a push-off on Bethel. And then a short jump shot off the missed shot. Scoring is Jason Towery. We just checked into the game. It's a bad break for the Bearcats there. It was almost an air ball.
Yeah, the rebound literally fell right into his hands on the weak side.
Right place, the right time. Gerling back in. Bethel trying to get it to him. They hand it off. Mabry, foul line extended. Bethel, step back three from the right wing is good. Nate from the left and Nate from the right. He's got 6, 10-point Bearcat lead.
3 for 3 from three-point range for the Cats. 11 of 15 from the field. Red-hot shooting to start the game.
There's a little floater by Matthews, and it will fall forward. Just hung on the front of the iron and went back down. Jonathan Matthews on the score sheet.
And again, I think we're neglecting our defense a little bit just because we're shooting it well. We can't forget about that end of it. We don't want UMSL to start getting confident with their shots.
Blanks fades away from the foul line and missed everything. It's
really
an air ball.
Forced that one up. Wasn't squared up to the basket. Not often do you see Justin Blanks do that. I think he's getting a little frustrated. He scored 5 points early on a three-pointer and a 2 off of a steal. And that was quite some time ago. He hasn't done much since then. They've been giving him a lot of defensive attention.
Halfway through this first half, Bearcats by 8. Matthews over to Hughes, almost lost it. Out of Stevens, back to Matthews. Matthews drives, kicks it out. Stevens to Hughes, 10 to shoot. Hughes out of the left corner, drives up baseline, goes up, and a floater off the glass, no good. Towery goes back up, and he was fouled. And again, that's another one that literally kind of fell in Towery's hands. He happened to be right in the right spot.
Well, we're letting him get too close to the rim, Joe, and that's where we got into trouble in recent games. Giving up easy baskets.
2 on Nate Bethel, so he's going to take a seat. Justin Blank set the check back in as Towery misses the first. Jason Towery, 6'5", redshirt sophomore from Lincoln, Nebraska. As Bethel with 2 threes will have to sit down now with those 2 fouls, and Blanks right back in.
Yeah, 9:39 to go in the half, so the Bearcats' 6th man. We may not see him again this half, and the free throw missed and knocked out of bounds, so the Bearcats will get it back with an 8-point lead. And again, we've got to get Nate Michaels some shots. He has not taken a shot in the game. In fact, our starting backcourt has yet to attempt a shot. Now, on the plus side, they haven't had any turnovers either, but got to get them involved in the offense.
Inside, Gerling, little baby hook again, boy.
Or just keep giving it to Nolan Gerling.
Just keep getting it to Nolan Gerling. He gets that close. That baby hook's going to go in all night long. As now Davis driving. He goes in against Gerling, left it short, and Mabry pulls down the rebound, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul going the other way against UMSL. I think that's going to be on Dust, and that'll be his second.
Boy, Mabry really got off the floor for that rebound.
15 foul on UMSL.
He is so good at getting good rebound position. So a 10-point lead, 9:13 to go first half. As UMSL makes substitutions.
Watson back in the game. The thing about Malcolm, too, is such long arms. You can see when he goes up for those rebounds. I mean, my goodness, it's like he's got the wingspan of a 7-footer almost. He's got some.
And he's a quick leaper.
He is. Michael in the paint. Kicks it out. Otto, 3 from the corner. Gianni Otto for 3. Well, there's your first shot from a guard, not who we expected.
Wow, the Bearcats 4 for 4 from three-point range.
30-17, a 13-point lead. 8:45 to go until halftime. Lob, right corner. Little spin move. Watson goes up strong. He missed it. Left it short. Gerling got a hand up at the last minute.
Yeah, good help coming over there by Nolan.
Mabry in the paint. Stops, cut off. Gerling to Otto. Otto going to drive. Floated one up. Almost threw it away, but Blank's there to get it. Blanks for Mabry. Mabry steps back, now in the corner. Otto, another three from the wing, it's good! Gianni Otto, back-to-back threes! And timeout, Bob Sundvold. He wants to talk with his team. Now when have we ever seen Gianni Otto hit back-to-back threes, and he did it confidently, and the Bearcats playing loose as a goose right now.
They are, just what we talked about in the pregame, and Gianni on Saturday came out strong early on senior night with his parents here in attendance and scored 8 points early in the game, and then they started covering him a little tighter after that, and he had a tough time, but I think he knows now with the Bearcats being a little bit shorthanded on the bench, especially at the guard position, he needs to shoot when he's open, and he's taken advantage of being open a couple of times, and Coach Statham has said he's a good shooter. He can shoot. We need him to shoot. And they're giving Nate Michael a lot of the attention on defense. He's our top 3-point threat, Michael and blanks. But boy, Gianni's hit a couple of big ones, and the Bearcats 5 of 5 from the 3-point line, and that's really the difference in the game. Umsel is 1 for 3, so we've defended the perimeter pretty well on them. Again, the Bearcats 14 of 19, 74% from the field. This is by far the best that we've shot to start a game this season at home. And again, Joe, we can't forget about the defense. I'm going to keep harping on that. If we can continue limiting them to one shot, start boxing out a little bit better. We've given them a couple of opportunities that they haven't always been able to take advantage of. But we got to have the mindset of getting every rebound from here on out. If we can do that, we're going to be in good shape.
Well, and if I told you that the Bearcats would start out 5 for 5 for 3, and Nate Michael had none of those threes, you'd probably think I was crazy. But that's what's happened. And what a surprise it has been. Got 2 from Nate Bethel, got 2 from Gianni Otto.
1 from Blanks,
and now another turnover by Umsel. So Umsel, they call the play out of the break. That's their 6th turnover. And the Bearcats forcing the issue here. 16-point lead with the ball, under 8 to go in the first half. Mabry. Crossover, drives to the lane, and he gets knocked down. He goes sliding.
You got to step on the defender, and then he accelerated. When he does that, he's a tough matchup. You know, he's usually a little smaller than the guy and quicker than the guy defending him. Kind of an undersized power forward at 6'5", but plays bigger.
Inside off the inbounds, and Otto is fouled. And look at that, Gianni Otto will go to the foul line.
A good pass there from out of bounds by Nate Michael. And Jacob Donaldson, the 6'6" freshman, set to check in for the Cats. First free throw of the game for the Bearcats, 7:52 to go in the half.
That foul on Elijah Watson, that's his second, so he's going to sit down with 7:52 to go. Jonathan Matthews in the game.
Otto, an 80% free throw shooter, hasn't been to the line much this year. Boy, he's off to a great start here, 7 points. Averages just 3 points per game, less than 3 points a game.
Didn't get the second one as it rolled around the cylinder and off. 17-point lead for the Bearcats, 7:44 to go. Again, can they keep this up? Keep defending and playing well here. Shooting's going to go away, and an offensive foul. It's a moving pick on Dwayne Ward. That's going to be 2 on him.
But the officials have been on top of those moving screens, and I like to see that because I think they often let teams get away with a lot of illegal activity away from the ball and on the ball sometimes. But Jacob Donaldson now, number 35, 6'6" freshman, good 3-point shooter. Good opportunity for him.
Blanks. Back it out. Justin. Now over to Otto. Otto. Right wing, going to drive. Otto gets in the lane, goes up and under, and it just won't go. Boy, he had a great look, and then the foul off the rebound as he hacked.
And that'll be his second.
A little pressing, and yeah, it's his second on Otto, and that's one thing we got to be careful about Otto, too, as well, as don't have the other point guard with Oford no longer with the team, and so protect Gianni. It looks like Mabry's going to come in for Otto, so Melton was a little slowed up when he went out, but seems to be okay.
So Nate Michael now will slide over to the point guard spot. Jacob Donaldson, the shooting guard.
Matthews up top. Davis on the right wing. Davis looking up top. Hughes gets a pick out high, driving on Gerling, kicks it corner. Matthews line drive three, missed it. Gerling the rebound. Out quickly from Michael. They run, they'll slow it down. Now it's Mabry, little crossover dribble. Goes in, spinning, lost the ball, and here comes Davis the other way. Tried to do a little too much there. Davis lost control now. Kickback goes to the three-point line and scored. He went right to it. Maybe a little possum there, too. He looked like he was losing the ball, but he's going right to the line where he buried it, and that stops the run.
Well, the Bearcats didn't expect that.
The corner, Nate Michael, pump fake. Out of Gerling. Gerling inside. Mabry goes up strong and scores. Malcolm Mabry. Determined effort, and he's in double figures in the first half. Back they come the other way. Hughes, and he'll score. So the Bearcats slow getting back. I was going to say earlier, we've gotten back all the time, and that was one rare time where we did not. Donaldson for Mabry. Mabry. Blanks right elbow. Jump shot is no good. And the rebound to Davis. Under 6 to play until halftime. 14-point Bearcat lead. Nate Bethel set the check back in. Davis going to drive, wrap around, pass, he threw it away. Here comes Blanks, one-on-one against Matthews. Blanks goes in against Matthews and scores. Boy, love the way he veered off and played the glass because Matthews was setting up for the charge. That's a smart play by Blanks.
Yeah, he really played that smart, the senior co-captain. He had Donaldson coming down the left side as well, kind of used him as a decoy. 17-point lead for the 16-point lead for the Cats.
Right. Hughes now inside. Presson over to Matthews. A floater, it's blocked by Blanks. Gerling outlets for Donaldson. Spins, leaves for Blanks. Blanks up strong, left side. He got fouled.
And again, Donaldson trailing the play as Blanks will head to the free throw line where he has shot more free throws than any other Bearcat this season, 75%. So 5:17 to go. Bearcats really outplaying UMSL in just about every facet of the game except on the glass. UMSL is +1, but they've missed 12 shots from the field. The Bearcats have only missed 7. So they've had a lot more opportunities. The free throw good there for Blanks.
Last foul was on Stephen Davis as Jake Donaldson will sit down.
So Donaldson gave him some good minutes, though, Joe, even though he didn't score. Lens Harley-Lewis back out there now as Nolan Gerling gets a breather. And Coach Statham gambling here, putting Bethel back in with 2 fouls.
He's done a good job. You know, Donaldson, when he's gone in there, you know, again, he stays within himself. You know, if he's got an open look, a catch, and shoot, that's when he does it. That's what you like to see. Let the game come to you. And that's been impressive. You get valuable minutes here as a freshman. So 3 out of the corner by Davis again. Boy, cannot leave him alone, and they did. That's his 3rd 3, and he's keeping them in striking distance. 40-25, Bearcats by 15, under 5 to play till halftime. Nate Michael is still looking for that first shot. Mabry, foul line extended, going to drive left side, and he's fouled as he goes in. Hopping on that one leg. Malcolm Mabry, boy, I'll tell you what.
You never know which direction he's going to go. You know, that's the difficulty of trying to guard him in the open floor. He's a forward that handles the ball like a guard. And Mabry having an outstanding first half. 10 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. As he on pace for a triple-double here tonight, the way he's racking up the stats. So Bethel will head back to the bench now. Donaldson back out there.
Final home game of the season. Got to do something special for the fans and your fellow students, and he hits them both. Presson had that foul. Will Presson his first. Mabry having himself quite a first half. Off the screen, Matthews a floater now left it for Presson. Oh, Lens Harley-Lewis the block. It looked like he got a lot of ball on that, but
he did. He got a lot of ball and a little bit of the arm. Not much, but enough to draw the whistle.
And 2 on Lens.
Missouri St. Louis 2 for 4 at the line here in this first half. One thing we haven't talked much about, the Bearcats have only turned the ball over 3 times, and that's an area where they've had some struggles during this losing streak. Another missed free throw for the Tritons. Enjoyed talking to their outstanding SID Marianne Mitchell before the game. Her husband Chris, the SID at Wash U.
We had a lot of SIDs here tonight, man. Good
Chris.
to see Chris and Marianne, obviously.
Yeah, Chris played tennis here at McKendree. He's a Bearcat alum. But yeah, that's a hard-working couple there. They put in some serious hours doing that job.
Inside, Mabry, the lay-in is good. Malcolm Mabry cutting, great feed by Nolan Gerling.
Gerling has set up Mabry quite a few times here in this first half, Joe. That's been a deadly combination.
I'll tell you what, impressive.
3 assists for the big guy, and they've all been to Malcolm.
In the corner, Matthews comes out, now roll to the bucket and he'll score. A little too easy that time as Matthews has 4. 16-point Bearcat lead. 4 to play until halftime. Mabry up top. Donaldson. Right corner there. It's Michael inside to Gerling. His shot went up and he lost it or press and blocked it. One or the other. Come the other way. Try to set for a 3. Now back out to Matthews. Shane Wisnick had it. Wisnick had it, but just didn't try to take it. Here's Grubbs. He'll turn around. His shot might have been partially blocked by Blanks. And rebound to Gerling. A good defense there by the Bearcats. They got in a good close look, but they defended it. They collapsed. Mabry, 2 on him. Mabry going to go to the bucket. Inside to Gerling, and he lays it in. What a pass. Add another assist to Malcolm Mabry.
And Nolan Gerling having a great first half. 10 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists for the big guy.
Matthews up strong and off the glass. Boy, I tell you what, he guarded him pretty closely, and now a timeout called.
I think Coach Statham's seen enough. Even though we've got the double-digit lead, we're giving up some easy baskets on defense, and that's the kind of thing that can lead to your opponent getting a nice run going against you. So he wants to try to stem the tide here.
He definitely does. 46-30, the Bearcats by 16. They have led almost the entire first half, only 1 lead change, and they have done so well. Umsel scored the first basket of the game.
All but 23 seconds of the game,
right.
The Bearcats have had the lead, so you got to be happy about that. Again, the Bearcats can do a little bit better job with their defensive rebounding, and they've stayed out of major foul trouble. We do have 2 fouls on Otto and 2 on Bethel, but both of those guys are on the bench right now, and we're doing okay with the guys that are on the floor. So I think we can weather that storm hopefully till halftime.
And those two combined, Otto and Bethel, and you're hearing this correctly, 4 out of 4 from three-point range. Each has hit 2 from three-point range before picking up those fouls. So they've been outstanding. And correction, I want to say, Umsel did have the lead 2-0 on a pair of free throws by DJ White in the opening possession. But after that, it's been all Bearcats. And again, I like seeing is, again, they got to defend it a little bit better. They're giving up some easy buckets, too much penetration. But keep your foot on the gas. And boy, it'd be nice to see the Bearcats go into halftime with a big, sizable lead here. And where we think, hey, come out in the second half, the first 5 minutes, and extend it. Donaldson gets it across the timeline. Picks up his dribble, has to get it to Bethel, almost got knocked out of bounds. Bethel, Grubbs on him, is crossover, going to drive, kicks it in the corner. Donaldson, out of Blanks, wide open 3, left wing is good.
That's not a guy you want to leave wide open. 6 for 6 from 3 for the Bearcats.
Well, they tried to cover the baseline. That defender fell down, and that was Blank's guy. And as we get a foul on the play, and that's going to go, I think, on Nate Michael.
Well, Bethel made that play. It looked like he was a little bit out of control. I was worried about him picking up that 3rd foul, but he managed to keep himself, out of jeopardy and found the open man, and the Cats swung it over to Blanks, who the defense had momentarily forgotten about. And Umsel back at the foul line, where they have been streaky in this first half. Bearcats 19 of 27 from the field, 70%, 6 for 6 from three-point range, 5 for 6 from the free throw line. So it doesn't matter where they're shooting it from. The Cats shooting it well here in this first half.
Michael driving right side, cut off, needs some help, gets it back out up top for Donaldson.
And Nate Michael still hasn't attempted a shot, Joe, our second leading scorer.
He has not. Taking him out. Blanks now will shoot, and he gets fouled on the shot. That's going to be on Davis, and that will be 2 on him.
So the Cats on pace to score over 100 points, and their top 3-point shooter and second leading scorer has yet to attempt a shot, even though he's played the majority of the minutes in this first half. So eventually they're going to leave him open. Justin Blanks back at the free throw line. 3 players in double figures, 14 for Mabry, 12 for Blanks, 10 for Gerling. Otto has 7, 6 off the bench for Bethel.
And nary a shot for Nate Michael. Not attempted a shot, and then he's got 3 assists. Look at that. That's his line.
Well,
3 assists, no turnover. He has played
hasn't
very
turned the
well.
ball over. Yeah, he's played. He's stayed with his man on defense, and Nate's a smart kid. He hasn't forced things. Sometimes you got to let the game come to you. If they're gonna double team you and take you out of the game, that means somebody else is open, and he's been able to be smart and make good plays in spite of not scoring.
Blanks splitting the free throws. Grubbs left baseline. Back out top for Hughes. Hughes, 15 to shoot. Hughes. Matthews, left wing, 3-point stripe. Going to drive left baseline. Little floater left it short. And the loose ball rebound. It's tipped away by Grubbs and to Matthews. Mabry was battling with him. They go into Dust. Dust against Gerling. Goes up strong, left it short, and the loose ball rebound. Batted out to Mabry. Good defense where they collapsed in the paint, the Bearcats. Much better defensive effort that time down. We got the back end, but boy, they collapsed on him. And Michael tries to go up, had it knocked away. They come back the other way. A breakaway opportunity, and they'll score on the layup is Shane Wissink. His first 2, 50-34, 1:15 to play, first half. Nate Michael gets in, over to Mabry. Mabry. Donaldson inside. Gerling goes up and scores. They were late getting there. And Nolan Gerling with another bucket. He's got 12.
Great entry pass there by the freshman Donaldson.
Now Matthews will take the 3. Missed it. And the rebound to Nate Michael.
Well, Donaldson at 6'6", it's nice having a guy with some height on the perimeter. He can make that entry pass sometimes over the defense, as he did in that previous possession.
52-34, the Bearcats by 18, 15 on the shot clock. Backdoor, Blanks will dunk it! Justin Blanks. Oh, they caught him standing around looking, and he backdoored him for a dunk.
Unbelievable 20-point lead. The Bearcats 21 of 29 from the field in this first half.
Wissink almost threw it away. Hughes, about a 1.5-second differential game clock, shot clock. Now it's Grubbs. He's going to go up, short jumper. He's too long with that. A loose ball rebound on the ground, and they're going to say that Mabry touched it last.
Yeah, looked like a good
so
call.
Close.
Mabry had 2 hands on it, but couldn't corral it. 8.1 to go.
And now they inbound. Over to Matthews. Short shot is good, and that's going to probably be the last one here. Blanks, they inbound. 3/4 length. Throw in is off the backboard. No good. But the Bearcats spectacular here, and there's the back door as you see it on your screen on that pass. Let's look at it one more time as they freeze the defense. And there goes Blanks rolling to the bucket and dunking it. Thank you so much on that replay there, Charles. And again,
one of the highlights, yeah.
Oh, outstanding. A fantastic first half for the Bearcats. 54-36, they lead it. The Bearcats scored early and often. Absolutely scorching from the field, 72.4%, 6 of 6 from 3. They're 6 of 8 from the foul line, 13 assists on 21 field goals. Pretty good percentage there. But they have just played. Kent, you talked about they played like a team that's just going out there to play ball. Don't worry about it. No pressure. Pressure's on Umsel, and look at that. They got 54 here in the first half on an 18-point lead.
Yeah, 13 assists and only 4 turnovers in that first half. And when you have that kind of a ratio, things usually are going to be good for you. The Bearcats will try to maybe talk a little bit about giving up fewer offensive rebounds to Umsel in that second half. I think that's the only area that I'd really look to find some improvement in as we get the official first half stats.
It has been
all Bearcats.
Remarkable first half. It really has. 21 of 29 from the field, 72%. We talked about 6 of 6 on 3. Umsel's not shooting it that bad. I mean, they're 45%. But again, the Bearcats aren't going to continue shooting 72%. So,
no.
Again, got to continue to defend well in that second half.
Yeah, UMSL, their shooting percentage was very respectable, although they did struggle a little bit at the free throw line. Only 3 assists for the Tritons, and they turned it over 8 times, the exact reverse of the Bearcats. Again, they had 13 assists. Malcolm Mabry and Nate Michael each with 4. Nolan Gerling had 3. Bearcats had 3 steals and a block in that first half as well. UMSL out-rebounded the Bearcats 15-13. But points in the paint, the Bearcats 28, Missouri St. Louis 20. Points off turnovers, the Bearcats had 9, 7 for Missouri St. Louis. They had 7 points off turnovers, and the Bearcats only turned it over 4 times. So they really took advantage of that. But 8 second chance points for the Tritons, just 2 for the Bearcats. That's something we've got to really limit in that second half. And hopefully when our shooting percentage returns to normal, we can force a few more turnovers on the defensive end and things will all even out. Again, Nate Michael did not attempt a shot, but he didn't need to. His team's winning by 18. He had 4 assists, only 1 turnover, played good on defense, had a rebound. He had to handle the ball a lot the latter part of the first half when Gianni Otto picked up his second foul. So Nate, playing the point guard, which is really out of position for him, although we've seen him do that at times here in recent games after Offord left the team. And Nate has done a nice job of that. He's really controlled the offense. Gianni Otto, again, 7 points. He didn't have an assist, which is very unusual for him, but no turnovers, 7 points in the first half before he picked up those 2 fouls. So a lot of guys contributing, but that trio of Blanks, Gerling, and Mabry has been unstoppable for the Bearcats in this first half. 41 points between those 3 guys. That's 5 more than the entire team for Missouri St. Louis.
Yeah, again, UMSL has not known they don't know who to stop. I mean, again, they just the Bearcats have spread that around, and when everybody has been on the floor, we have seen contributions. I know Harley Lewis picked up 2 fouls, but again, he's been aggressive. One of them debatable whether the second one was. I mean, he must have got a little bit of the hand, but he's been good. He's protected the rim. And I think the Bearcats, something we've seen is they haven't given up too many of those easy baskets after a made basket. How many times have we seen that tonight? I can think of just one time that we've seen it.
Yeah,
that they did that, and that's a better way of getting back on defense. And again, we talked about the Bellarmine game. Maybe they learned something from a team like Bellarmine, how quickly they get out and run, but also how quickly they get back when they miss a shot.
Yeah, Bearcats have done a nice job there, and of course, when you're shooting 72%, I mean you've got a little margin for error in other facets of your game, and so even though their defense has not been as good as I'm sure Coach Saban would have liked, they're still enjoying a nice, comfortable lead here at halftime. I'm sure that the Bearcat coaching staff will be addressing the defensive end of things here in that second half, because as you said earlier, Joe, you're not going to shoot 72% for the whole game. If you do, you're just going to win. I mean, it's one of those nights where all the shots are going in. You made 6 or 6 from the 3-point range. Bearcats 21 of 29 from the field, which is outstanding. But again, we got everybody involved. Even Nate Michael, who wasn't. They gave a lot of attention to him defensively, so he wasn't getting opportunities to score, but he was able to set up other guys on the team. And Nolan Gerling, when they've guarded him, he's been able to find Mabry cutting to the basket for some easy buckets. Mabry is 6 of 7 from the field. Gerling is 6 of 7. Blanks basically playing a guard spot, 5 of 9, 2 of 2 from 3-point range. So the Bearcats have not missed many shots, only 8 shots, only 8 misses in the entire first half from the field is incredible. So we haven't seen the Cats scorch the nets like this for 20 minutes in quite a long time.
And we have not. And the Bearcats on their final home game of the regular season, their final home game of the schedule, here doing something special, looking for their first win at home in GLVC play, 54-36, an 18-point lead. We'll take the extended timeout, come back with the second half after a long extended break. But again, you're watching McKendree men's basketball on the GLVC and Bearcat Sports Network.
McKendree is located in a very historic town.
It's absolutely beautiful. You have tree-lined sidewalks, you have historic buildings.
Automatically fell in love with the campus.
We're out here in this quaint college town, but in a half an hour I can be in St. Louis. We have trips from campus that go to ball games, to the City Museum, to the zoo. You get the big city life, but you can come back to the campus.
Every single faculty member wants that personal connection with their students.
Our average class size is between 10 and 14.
The professor knows your name, they know your strengths. They'll recommend you for different groups, they'll recommend you for different programs, and they are just phenomenal.
Having these smaller classes, it makes it very easy to have a one-on-one conversation with them. It's easier to ask questions in the class.
Every day they walk into the classroom and they see a professor who is passionate and inspired, and that is contagious.
About students here. We care about learning.
I know that if I need them as a guide or as a friend, they're going to be there for me and they're going to do everything to help me succeed.
They're definitely not just instructors, but mentors in life.
Here at McKendree, they want you to excel, not only in the classroom, but also in the next stage of your life.
McKendree University. Make your mark.
My name is Dr. Mickey Schutzenhofer, and I'm an associate professor of biology and also the chair of the Division of Science and Mathematics. My research actually has a long history, I suppose, in my own interests in science. And it started with a field guide to plants that my mom had bought me at a bookstore. And I took that field guide with me really everywhere. I took it with me primarily out to my grandparents who owned a small farm, and I would spend every day we were out there holding that guide and walking around, and every plant I found I wanted to figure out what it was. And so this field guide, which I still have, and it's all tattered and everything else, really allowed me to explore the natural community, and I found that I just love plants. And then as I continued my education, I realized that plants were just a tiny piece of the entire ecosystem, but yet plants played a really critical role in that ecosystem. The most rewarding thing about being a professor here at McKendree is our students. And part of that for me is being an inspiration for them, just as that wildflower guide was for me, and allowing them to see what they're capable of and what they could be interested in, and to pass on my excitement to them and to see that excitement in their faces when they realize what they can accomplish.
When we came here, This was a very, very small college. There were about 350 in the entire campus. So to watch it grow over the years and be able to be a part of that growth, it's a very vibrant institution today, and one that I'm very proud to say is my alma mater.
When I first stepped foot on campus, this place was entirely different. What it's grown into over the last 10 years has been remarkable. And to be part of that, to stay a part of that, and to help it grow, you can't put a price on that.
When I came to McKendree, nothing was impossible. And that's what I want for current students today. I want them to come to McKendree University thinking nothing is impossible. And if I can contribute to those students and enrich their experience, that makes me really happy. I am where I am today because of McKendree.
The university has got to have new things in order to attract and continue to attract good students. It just doesn't happen because you have the het, or it doesn't happen because you've got a great gymnasium, or you've got a great football stadium. It happens because people see constant progress going forward.
If you are interested in making a difference to the life of McKendree and the life of the students, a gift to a bricks and mortar project can be transformative. Those projects go to work immediately, your dollars go to work immediately, and they become an integral part of the university. Those buildings are woven in to the fabric of the university, and your gift then becomes part of the DNA of McKendree for generations and generations to come.
Your generosity has made a tremendous impact on this institution. I thank you for that. I thank you for consideration of supporting us in the future and for your actions to continue to make this place the very special place that it is.
At McKendree University, we have witnessed a transformational trajectory over the past 20 years. The call to advance our university into the future again is an affirmation of our mission to constantly strive to provide a high-quality educational experience to outstanding students. This university deserves nothing less. And so, together, we stand and say, forward.
Back to the Statham Sports Center here as we get set to start the second half, along with Ken Zimmerman, Charles McNeil spinning the dials, and Joe Zidlow with you here on what has been a very warm, rainy night here in Lebanon. And the temperatures will be getting a little cooler tomorrow in our area, probably drop down to the upper 30s, low 40s, then it'll warm up a little bit over the course of the weekend. And boy, the Bearcats just red hot in the first half. If you just joined us, 72% from the field, 21 of 29. 6 of 6 from three-point range. And if I were to tell you that of the 6 of 6, Nate Michael was 0 for 0, in fact, didn't even attempt a shot, you might think that I was watching another game or fell asleep during the game. But my partner will tell you that is the truth. And the Bearcats have an 18-point lead against the 8th seed UMSL. And we'll call them the 8th seed because that's where they sit right now 7/100 of a percentage point over Rockhurst.
Well, the Bearcats' two seniors, Justin Blanks, this is their final home game. Blanks 15 in the first half, and Johnny Otto, averaging 2.9, had 7. Hit 2 big three-pointers when they left them open. So the seniors are going out on a high note so far. Let's see if we can keep it going for 20 more minutes.
Here's Blanks. Again, that's the key. Can they keep that going? Mabry, crossover, short jumper is gonna go, and there it does fall. Malcolm Mabry continuing his great game here tonight.
7 of 8 from the field for Malcolm, and they haven't been easy shots.
It's been impressive. It really has. The Bearcats have had 5 players score, and Nate Michael's not one of them. How about that? Probably the biggest surprise here is now Dust rolls to the bucket, and Mabry caught in the air there. And the foul on Mabry. And that's just his first. So
yeah, he's had a hard time staying out of foul trouble some games this year, but just the first for him. Bearcats now 22 of 30, 73.3% from the field. I mean, you just can't shoot it much better than that. And that has kind of hidden some defensive lapses for the Cats in this game. And UMSL not a really great free throw shooting team, about 66%, I believe, as a team.
Dust with his 2 free throws, and Otto goes down.
He got tripped up.
Tripped up there.
Good no call.
Yeah, that's good stuff there. Is Nate Michael. 2 Blanks. Blanks, 12 to shoot. Blanks driving in the lane. Little backdoor for Nate. He tried to go up and under, left it short. And he knew he was going up against Dust and left that one short.
And that is his first shot attempt of the game.
Again, a shot from the baseline.
And a tough shot it was.
Chasing Nate as he forces back Watson. And now a 3-ball contested. It's an air ball. And Blanks gets the loose ball rebound. So Otto on Davis that time. And Davis had to shoot one contested. Here comes Blanks. He goes in strong. And he left it just off, but drew the contact in the foul. Should
Blanks,
be on Hughes.
Yeah, Blanks a tough matchup for a lot of teams, averaging over 19 points per game. Leading scorer in the GLVC.
DJ White the call. I thought that might have been Hughes. Hughes was trailing the play, and that's DJ's first. Justin makes the first. He has 16.
Mabry also was 16, 12 for Gerling. Blank's a good foul shooter, and he gets to the line a lot. Doesn't get the roll on the second one, but Bearcats maintaining their halftime lead of 18. Actually, I'm trimming into the lead here a little bit.
Watson now for Hughes. Over to Davis. Watson trying to drive. Right baseline goes up strong. Left it short. And he got some help at the last minute there, either I think from Blanks, and Gerling the rebound. Blanks to Otto. Now to Michael. Michael driving, stops. Back up top. Mabry going to go in to the left, floats it up, and it won't go, and a blocking foul on Hughes.
He was in the half circle. So strong move to the basket there from Mabry.
Again, you're in that half circle. That's an automatic blocking foul.
Two free throws here will give the Bearcats their largest lead of the night.
Malcolm rolling here. He's got the first. That's 17 from Malcolm Mabry. Malcolm Mabry, the junior from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
All around, he's been our best player tonight. 17 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. So he makes 1 of 2, so that gives the Cats a 20-point lead, matching their largest of the game.
Watson in the lane, goes up against Gerling, around the cylinder and off, but the rebound again to Jason Towery. He has been a guy who has just found the loose ball, rebounds a couple times here tonight. Blanks. Go back up top. Blanks straight on 3-ball, that's off. And the rebound taken down by Watson. He behind the back dribble, nifty play there, and now the set 3 off the transition, that's around and off. And Mabry the rebound, and he got fouled there by Dust. That's 3 on Eric Dust.
Boy, Mabry really, his effort has been outstanding tonight. both ends of the floor. So third team foul already on the Tritons, just one on the Bearcats so far.
Otto walks it in the front court quickly now, pass to Blanks. Blanks out high. Trying to work a little high-low with Gerling. Hand it off, Nate Michael. Couldn't get that shot off as Davis close to him. Nate now going around the screen, cut off, throws it baseline. Up top, Gianni Otto going to kick it back. Mabry, Blanks in the corner, 8 to shoot. Now contested 3 out of the corner. Justin Blanks, why not? He's got 19, and it's a 21-point lead for the Bearcats.
So the Bearcats cooling off a little bit now, 7 of 8 from three-point range. Finally, they missed one.
Davis in and out again, and boy, they could have got. And now a foul, loose ball foul. That's going to go on Dwayne Ward. That's his third, and the team's fourth.
And again, it was Malcolm Mabry getting his hands on that rebound.
I thought they could have got, number one, they could have got Towery over the back. Because either or, and they happened to get Ward the second time.
Well, Bearcats enjoying their largest lead of the game, 21 points, and a chance to add to it on this possession.
Ward and Gerling kind of jockeying as a battle for position. Gerling now rolls to the bucket, goes up and under, had it blocked, gets it back, goes up strong, count the bucket, and 1.
3-point play chance here for Nolan. Stayed with it after the initial miss that was well defended. Boy, a 23-point lead for the Cats. 24 of 35 from the field now, 69%. Nolan not a good free throw shooter, but dead center on that one.
Why not tonight, right? I mean,
so
it's just, oh my goodness.
14 and 7 rebounds for the big fella, 3 assists.
64-40, largest lead of the night for the Bearcats. 16-12 to play. Whiteson goes in, up and under, and scores on the reverse. Nice play there by Elijah Watson. He has 6. Here comes Otto to Bethel, who just checked back into the game. Bethel, out of Blanks. Blanks holding. It's a pick out high. Now 2 defenders roll to him, now to Bethel. Bethel, little crossover, picked up his dribble, in trouble, needs help. Bounce pass inside to Gerling, who's at his feet, lost it, and Umsel's going to get the steal. Comes Watson. Picks it back. Towery goes in the round and off. And the foul's going to be on Nate Bethel, and that'll be his third.
Well, that turnover moments ago, just the 5th of the game for the Cats, and we'll have a media timeout here, 15:36 to go. Bearcats lead at 64-42.
And with that lead, we will take that break as the Bearcats in control so far. This is McKendree men's basketball on the GLVC and Bearcat Sports Network.
McKendree University is about the experience of a higher quality education and the discovery of endless opportunities. It's the experience of joining a vibrant community, making valuable connections, and serving others in the world around you. It's about developing strong leadership skills, both in the classroom and on the field, learning from expert faculty, and attaining the personalized education you deserve. It's the experience of finding a better you. McKendree University, make your mark.
Let's talk about sports. It's easy to find the sports content you care about, right? Wrong. We're not talking about the content overload you see every day. We're talking about the teams and athletes you truly care to follow. Your sons, daughters, friends, and neighbors, no matter their level of play, professional, college, high school, there has never been a way to find this sports coverage in one place, until now. StatsHub covers the teams and athletes that have all the
Along with Ken Zimmerman, Joe Zidlow back to the Statham Sports Center with 15:36 to play here in the second half. Bearcats enjoying a 22-point lead over Umsel, 64-42. Umsel coming into this game 12 and 11 overall, 7 and 7, and in the 8th seed in the GLVC point rankings. And they're just a 0.07 of a percentage point ahead of Rockhurst. And I think the Bearcats could do some damage here tonight and pull this upset. It would really hurt UMSL with 3 games left as they're trying to cling for that last spot.
Sure would.
Towery hits them both. They missed 2 in the first half. Now full court pressure. Otto to Mabry, back to Otto. Otto ahead for Michael. Michael, they get in the half court set. Michael, little backdoor Mabry. Oh, he thought about rolling to the bucket there. Didn't see Blanks was wide open, but he had his back turned. Smart to play, though, not to try to force that. If he did, he saw him too late. Yes. Blanks to Gerling. Now back up Michael in the corner. Otto for 3 is off, and the long rebound to Watson. Watson weaving through traffic. A stop for Stevens. Stevens down to a loose ball on the floor and taken there by Blanks. And that was Jose Grubbs who missed the jumper from about 12 feet. He had a wide open look. Bearcats caught a break there. He missed that. Michael to Mabry. Mabry back to Nate. Nate Michael on the baseline there, threw it away as he forced it. Grubbs intercepted. A turnover. Now Watson forcing one up and off the glass and scoring.
Wow, strong move there.
And down to an 18-point lead now. Bearcats got to be careful here. Got to keep the foot on the gas here. As Blanks cross to Mabry. Mabry. Gianni Otto for Blanks. Blanks, deep 3 is good. Justin Blanks, boy, wide open. Stepped into that for an NBA range, maybe beyond.
22 for Justin. The Bearcats 8 of 10 in the game from 3-point range. You'd have to make more than 100% of your 2-point shots to match that.
Watson.
Which is obviously mathematically impossible.
Inside Towery, so they've gotten some easy looks here these last few times down, including the free throws. Their last 8 points have been either 2 free throws and 3 right in the cylinder on the bucket. Mabry lost the ball, stayed on his feet, and threw it away. Ball still loose. Mabry able to get it. And they tie up, and let's see, held ball. We get a time up. It is a held ball, and it's going to be possession arrow to UMSL.
Great effort there by Mabry, but when he dove on the floor, he actually took the ball away from Justin Blanks, who was right there to pick it up. And then that allowed UMSL, as those two were fighting for the loose ball, UMSL was able to come in there and tie it up.
Gerling and Michael will sit. Bethel and Lewis, Lenz Harley Lewis, back into the game. And checking back in for them, Eric Dust. So Dust with 3 fouls back in the game. Bethel back in for the Bearcats with 3. Bearcats got to slow these guys down a little bit. Watson and now Lenz Harley Lewis picks up the cheapie away from the basket.
That'll be his 3rd. He hasn't played very many minutes. He's averaging about a foul a minute here tonight.
Got to move the feet there. He found himself on Watson, and Watson decided to take him, and now we're going to get a whistle and another foul on the Bearcats.
That's on Lenz, and Lenz Harley picks up his 4th. He was trying to fight through a screen.
Hello, thank you, goodbye.
Yeah. Could have been a no call there. Sometimes they'll let that go, and players bumping into each other away from the ball, and nobody gains an advantage.
And off the inbound, they missed the gimme there by Davis. He caught it and tried to put it back in midair and missed it. And he has struggled. He's missed his last, I believe, 3.
It seems like the Bearcats getting outplayed in this second half, but they've actually outscored UMSL 13-12.
Blanks with that big 3 to push the lead back to 21. Now Blanks another step up 3, and he does it again. The dagger from Justin Blanks, 25. And the Bearcats by 22.
We've seen him do that before. He's a guy that can carry a team.
And speaking of carry, here's Watson again. He gets the bucket and 1.
Bearcats get caught standing around on defense. Again, when you're shooting almost 70%, that can hide some defensive inadequacies. Cats at times have not been strong on those drives to the basket. So 13:01 to go. You got 20-point lead, but not feeling totally comfortable.
And missing the free throws, Watson, so he doesn't get and 1. Goes down as a 2, and Otto sets the offense to Bethel, right wing. Bethel up top, Mabry. Mabry with Grubbs on him, backs him off, drives, kicks it corner. Gerling back out to Otto. 12 to shoot. Gianni looking. They're going to drive in the lane. Over for Bethel. Bethel step back. Bethel, 6 to shoot, and he lost it. Bethel was dribbling. Watson picked his pocket. Otto goes right at him, and Otto able to run at him and strip it away. Bethel the steal, now back to Otto. Well, that time Watson tried to do a little too much, and Otto stayed with him. Inside, Gerling up and scores!
Boy, he's been strong with that left hand tonight. 15 for Nolan. Make that 17. 8 of 10 from the field. And he did exactly what we talked about in the pregame, Joe. He's taking advantage of those opportunities down low and not missing those shots from close range.
And Bethel.
Foul's either going to be on Bethel or Mabry.
Yep. I think it's going to go on Mabry. Bethel slipped. And
yeah, very humid out tonight with 80 degrees, a record high this afternoon, and now rain in the area. They've kept the temperature pretty comfortable here in the Statham Sports Center. I'm surprised we haven't had a little bit more of that with the wet spots on the floor. So the Cats up 22, 12:04 to go. Nate Michael will check in after the officials 10 to something here at the scorer's table.
So was the ball knocked out of bounds? Or I thought there was a foul call.
I did too. 20 seconds on the shot clock, and now we'll have a timeout.
Timeout on the floor. Let's keep it here with 12:04 to play in the second half. Bearcats outscoring UMSL 18-14 here in the second half, and have upped that lead to 72-50.
Yeah, I mean, it's been all good tonight for the Bearcats. 9 of 11 3-point shooting, and you can do a lot of other things wrong when you're making 9 out of every 11 shots from 3-point range. UMSL just 3 of 10 from 3-point range. So the Cats again, the shots have been falling tonight for them. 27 of 39 overall, 69%. And they've made just 9 of 13 at the free throw line. But the rebounding is now even. The Bearcats trailed in that category for most of the game, and so now both teams with 21 rebounds. Missouri St. Louis has had a few more on the offensive end, but they've had a lot more opportunities since they've missed so many more shots. It was great catching up with former Bearcat John Kraus at halftime, number 3 on the all-time scoring list, and number 1 all-time in steals, number 4 in assists. 4-year player for the Bearcats, now the head coach at Oakville High School, and we wish him and his Rockets luck next week as they're hosting the regional. So they did call a foul on Malcolm Mabry, and that is his second.
And the 16th foul on the Bearcats with that foul. Matthews back in to Grubbs. They swing it around Hughes. Around the horn there to Wissink. Back to Hughes, left wing, 10 to shoot. Hughes off a screen, driving. Stops, foul line extended. Back to Wissink. Down low to Dust. Dust goes up and get clobbered by Gerling. And that'll be the second on Nolan. 17 foul and a 2-shot opportunity for Eric Dust.
When Nolan had the arm straight up in the air, and still the foul called on the big guy. Dust leaned into him, but not enough to get the offensive foul call as he rattles in the free throw. Again, time is your friend here. If you're the Bearcats, you're up 21, and we'll see if they want to run a little clock on those remaining possessions, or if they, as you say, keep their foot on the gas and keep attacking the basket.
Yeah, I would.
Really, all you got to do is play defense from here on out. If you're the Bearcats, just play a little defense.
Michael, guarded there by Matthews. Now back to Gerling. Hands it to Nate. Nate goes up and under, left it short. And only his second shot attempt of the night. He has not scored. Matthews pushing. 20-point Bearcat lead. 11:20 to play here. Second half. Hughes. Wings blanks around a screen, and the short jumper is good. Anthony Hughes, his first points of the second half. He's got 6. And UMSL has it back down to 18. Blanks. High, Blanks, a little crossover. Gets it to Mabry. Mabry, a little crossover again. Oh, makes a move on Grubbs. Left it short and then lost the ball, but it comes right to Gerling. Little half hook, and he scores with 4 black shirts around him.
Boy, Nolan Gerling has been on fire with that left hand tonight.
They go quickly get back. The Bearcats Thought they were going to give up an easy one, but 3 jerseys back in the paint to stop Wissing.
Girling 9 of 11 from the field, at least 4 of those with that left-hand jump hook.
Wissing on the right wing now. He's going to pull up for 3, and that one's good. Shane Wissing, his first 3. He's got 5.
So there's still time for the Tritons to get back in this one.
I think the Bearcats just got to keep their foot on the gas here, right? You know what? That's what's worked. That's what's got to continue to work for them. Blanks. Don't want to give them any kind of momentum. You just never know. I mean, against 17, if they got a 10-0 run or something, got this to under 10 as Blanks throws it away.
So that's the 5th turnover in the second half. We only had 4 the entire first half.
Nice step back 3 for Hughes. It's in and out. What a break there. They left him open. Grubbs, though, the offensive rebound. Wissink, another 3. That one off. And Mabry the rebound. So they give up 2 open looks. And the Bearcats dodge a pair of bullets that time.
Boy, Coach Statham was on his feet about to call that timeout. And I think he would have if one of those 3s would have gone in. So the Cats catch a break. And they will call timeout to settle things down here.
I could see him across the way, Ken. He kept saying, timeout, 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 timeout.
Momentarily changed his mind, and then he thought, I better stick with my original thought.
I'm not sure what Malcolm Mabry was doing. He put his hands up in the air as if to say, don't do that, don't. And he just said, timeout, timeout, timeout. And guess what? There's a timeout. So Bearcats by 17 with the ball with 9:34 to play here. And if we sound a little bit more jovial, it's because it has been quite a performance by the Bearcats here tonight. One we have not seen this consistent of a performance here at home in GLVC play all season long. And maybe not since the Bearcats won at Drury, where they put 100 up on Drury and beat them in the first game of GLVC play.
Yeah, and that was really a monster second half for the Bearcats in that game. Tonight it was a monster first half, and we've kind of been riding that wave. 54 points in the first half for the Cats, and they've now been outscored 21-20. But when you run up an 18-point halftime lead, you can afford to give up a few. So the Cats will have Otto and Bethel, Blanks, Mabry, and Girling. Nate Michael getting a rest. Jacob Donaldson gave us some good minutes in the first half. We have not seen him in half number 2.
Bethel to throw it in, and he will to Mabry. Almost threw that one away. Mabry, I'll tell you what, he goes so fast. And he almost overran that pass. Otto, now to set the offense. Bethel, right wing. Bethel, inside, Blanks, little fall away, is around and off. Mabry tried to dunk it, and it was on the cylinder, and it's a goaltend on Mabry. I don't think it would have stayed on. It looked like it was rolling off the front of the arm, but we'll never know because Mabry came in trying to get that putback dunk.
So the Cats back on defense here. The Tritons with a slight bit of momentum.
There's Davis back in the game. Throws it back to Watson. Watson goes up strong against Girling and scores. So now they got it down to 15. And the Bearcats got to be careful here. You want to keep your foot on the gas. Otto gets it across the timeline. Under 9 to play. 74-59. And reaching in is Grubbs.
Blanks was being held. They didn't call that, but they called the second foul. Better late than never, as I always say.
16 fouls, so now both teams in the bonus. Grubbs was
Bearcats have,
official.
Yeah, yep. Sorry, Joe. Bearcats do have the arrow, and then we'll get 2 more media timeouts. So Cats just have to play it smart from here on out. Maybe run a little clock on these remaining possessions.
12 to shoot. It's Mabry, boy, trying to go inside. 9 to shoot. Baxton Watson now will take him, spins off the glass, left it short, and then took the ball away, and he gets a foul called, and that's going to put Watson to the line. It's not what you want to do. That's Malcolm's third now, and the 18 foul. So, again, it's a 15-point lead. We still have plenty of time here, 8.5 to play. And Bearcats have got to be careful here. A couple of free throws gets it to 13, and they creep a little bit closer. You get a missed shot in the 3, and next thing you know, it's a 10-point lead.
The Tritons shooting above their percentage tonight at the line, 11 of 15, 73%. About 66% on the season.
1-1 for Watson, and he hits the first.
So that's a big one there hitting the front end.
Elijah Watson with 13. He and Stephen Davis tied for the team leading scoring. Off the front rim, no good, so he splits the pair. And the Bearcat lead still 14, 74-60. UMSL outscoring the Bearcats 24-20 in the second half, and then Blanks had it poked away as he tried to dribble drive on Grubbs. He'll inbound from the side now with 21 to shoot. And throws it in to Otto. Otto looking for Nate Michael. Nate Michael guarded closely there by Davis. Now it's Michael. Inside of Gerling, and it's stolen by Dust. Dust that come in. I don't know if. And now a pull-up three by Davis. No good. Boy, he missed that badly. He has missed badly of late, too. Davis, I think he has missed his last 4.
I don't know that was a good shot for them. You got 8 minutes left. Maybe run a play or try to attack the basket, get to the free throw line. Didn't need a 3.
Otto to Nate Michael. That's a 2, and it's good. Nate Michael on the score sheet. That's a big one. 4-point swing.
That's the first open shot he's had all night. They've been on him, and he has not forced the action.
Credit Stephen Davis, but I think at least Nate is making Stephen Davis work on the other end, and that's what you got to do.
Well, Davis, their leading scorer, so hopefully that's slowed him down a little bit. He has scored 13.
Watson, good crossover there, driving and up and under and around and scores. Boy, put a move on Gianni Otto that time, and Watson picking up the slack here.
Yeah, that was too easy.
Up top, Michael swings it around right wing. Otto in the lane. He gets bumped, and they're going to call the foul there before the travel. I think they're going to get.
Well, they had to call something, and there was contact, and so Otto draws the foul, and he'll head to the free throw line after this timeout.
All right, so we'll take a timeout with him. 76-62. Bearcats by 14, 7:13 to play second half. This is McKendree men's basketball on the Bearcat and GLVC Sports Network. To the Statham Sports Center with 7 minutes, 13 seconds to play here in the second half. Bearcats 18-point halftime lead. Halftime lead is down to 14. At one point it was 22 here in the second half. I believe it was 22 the largest lead, or was it 24? I can't remember. The largest lead was 24. So at one point it was 24. They've got it down to 14. Gianni Otto for a 1-and-1 right now.
So Otto around 80% at the line this year. Hasn't been there very often, but he's a good shooter. He just doesn't shoot very much.
Well, Gianni, big first half, a couple of threes. Had a free throw. He's got 8 points now with that free throw. One more coming. And he gets the shooter's touch. That make it 9. So Gianni Otto with 9, making his last game here as a senior count. And so is Justin Blanks, who is 25 tonight. Mabry with 17 and
9 rebounds and 6 assists and 3 fouls, which has kept him off the floor at times. But
driving, it's Watson goes up contested, and I think they're going to get Mabry now for the 4th foul.
Could have been Nate Michael, but that will be the 4th on Mabry.
Well, and he just checked back in the game too. I was just going to say, well, he checked back in. I couldn't even get the words out. And they get the foul on Mabry, and
he does lead the team in fouls committed by a wide margin, so that's something he'll have to work on for next year. Jacob Donaldson, good opportunity for him here checking in. So he'll really slide out to a guard, and now Bethel will basically take Mabry's, slide into Mabry's position at forward.
Elijah Watson, one more free throw. He's got it. He's got 17, 13 of which here in the second half, and he has kept them in this game here. Really had a big second half as Davis has not scored in the second half.
Well, Triton's 9 of 11 at the line in the second half, so that's allowed them to trim into the lead.
Missed shot there. Davis scored, might have scored 2 in the second half here. Watson in the corner. Hughes wide open for 3, and he buried it.
The Cats overplayed the ball down low. We've seen them do that so many times this year.
That's a big one there for him. And then back the other way, and an offensive foul on Nate Michael.
Yeah, Nate out of control. We haven't been out of control much tonight, but that's big, 6:28 to go. And the Bearcats clinging to an 11-point lead that not that long ago was 24.
Puts them in a double bonus now and a chance to get it under double figures with a bucket. DJ White checking back into the game. He will inbound. So Gerling back in for Donaldson. It'd be nice to see them go down the other way and get Gerling the ball inside. And
player control foul. Only the first on Nate. Donaldson out and Gerling back in. Yeah, we got to take advantage of him in the game when we're on offense.
Been able to stop the penetration of Watson as they run the weave up top. Hughes going to pull up. That's a 2, and he hits it. So it is down to 9 points now, 78-69. So what a comeback. Umsel making the run here. And can the Bearcats take the punch and counter? Hughes with 11 now, 7 in the second half. Otto, 15 to shoot to Bethel. Bethel for Nate Michael. Nate Michael. They got Towery on Gerling, very athletic, and now a 3 ball, and he's fouled on the 3. That'll be 3 free throws as Watson just can only smile, but he got him on the hand. That's 3 on Elijah. 4, excuse me, on Watson. I missed one of them, so that's a huge
foul,
one.
yeah. And blanks at the line, shooting 3.
Well, that's a big foul, too, because Watson has been huge for them here in the second half, and Blanks misses the first.
75% free throw shooter, way off on that first one.
See if he can get the next 2 here. Push this lead back over double digits, and he will not get the second one.
Wow.
One more here to get a 10-point lead back. And
Bearcats making things interesting here. 5 of 9 at the line second half. And
he missed them all 3, so he missed all 3, an empty trip. 78-69. And Watson, a little roll to the bucket, and Towery, nope, no basket. The foul on the floor. He's going to get 2 shots anyway, and that's going to be 3 on Gerling. So double bonus time anyway. So Towery will get 2 shots and a chance to cut it to 7, and now you get a little bit worried here. If you're the Bearcats, watching this slip sliding away.
Well, again, the Tritons, 66.5% at the line this year. They are 9 of 11 in the second half. You got to hope that percentage comes back to normal, and they do miss the first one on this trip. But yeah, things getting a little nervous here for the Bearcat fans.
Towery missed the first. Second one is around and down, so he gets a friendly roll there. 8-point lead, closest they have been since early in the first half. 5.5 to play, plenty of time here. So the Bearcats got to find their offense again. Bethel, inside they go to Gerling. He went for the steal, and Gerling able to gather it back in and score an easy one. So break there as Towery bit and missed out.
Good reception there by Gerling. That ball was down low, and sometimes that's tough for a big, tall guy to get those low passes.
That's a big, big shot, too. 10-point lead with 5:11 to go as Otto knocks it out of bounds.
21 now for Nolan, 10 of 12 from the field.
Dust will check in for DJ White. So Dust now playing an even up with Gerling as they both have 3 fouls. And Bob Sunville goes with that matchup, and missing the shot, and the loose ball taken by Otto. Wow, Watson went right at Gerling, ran into him, no call. He thought he was going to get the call, did not.
Gerling stood his ground. 10-point lead, you got the ball. You want to run that clock down a little bit?
Nate Michael almost lost it. Gets it to Blanks. Little pump fake. Going to go in, up and under, and score. Justin Blanks. 27 for Blanks, and back to a 12-point lead. Hughes gets in the lane quickly, fills and scores. And that was too easy that time as he saw the opening and wisely took it. 82-72. Bearcats by 10, 4:25 unmarked to play here in the second half.
Mabry's been waiting to check in for a while.
Gerling lost the ball as he tried to get it inside, and now they tie up, held ball. Possession error to the Bearcats. What a break.
Ooh, that was Blanks diving in there to tie that one up, and now that'll let Mabry check in. And we'll have a media timeout coming up momentarily. The next dead ball. So the Bearcats now, Joe, with their 5 starters on the floor.
Wissink back in for them, number 2, Matthews to the bench. So Michael, Blanks, Gerling, Otto, and Mabry, the 5 in for the Bearcats. They lob it into Blanks. 12 to shoot. Justin looking for some help. Hands it to Nate Michael. Nate, it's a pick from Gerling. Spinning in the paint. Short shot, one-hander, rolled around the cylinder and out. Well, I thought it was a tough shot. And then they throw down the floor for Hughes. He beat everybody down and gets the layup. And that's the second time all game it's happened, and a bad time for it to happen.
4-point turnaround there as the Bearcats miss a shot from close range and don't get back on defense. And now Coach Datham will call a timeout with 3:50 to go.
So 8-point lead, 3:50 to go, plenty of time. And the Bearcat lead, which was 18 at the half, is now 8. And again, plenty of time for them for UMSL to cut this in. And this, again, 3:50 to go. You got an 8-point lead. This becomes a pretty big possession just for the Bearcats to get something out of it, or find a way to maybe get to the line, get fouled in the act of shooting, 1-and-1 something. So, boy, it's a tough one here tonight.
Well, the Cats are going to really need to take care of the basketball. They did a great job in the first half, only 4 turnovers, 7 turnovers in the second half. And the red-hot 3-point shooting is the only reason we're winning right now. The Bearcats 9 of 11. Missouri St. Louis 5 of 15 from 3. Just 2 of 8 here in the second half. They've been doing it down low and at the free throw line. 10 out of 13 from the charity stripe in this second half for UMSL. The Bearcats just 5 of 10 at the free throw line in the second half. So very uncharacteristic for them. And you've got to fight the mental aspect more than anything right now. You know, you've lost 7 games in a row, 11 out of your last 12. You've been winning virtually the whole game, much of the game by a large margin, and now all of a sudden things are getting tight and you start to doubt whether you're going to be able to hold on to this for the remaining 3:50. So that's what the coaching staff really, I think, has to try to get that out of their mind. Just go back to playing like they were and having fun earlier.
And Otto throws it away. Throws it away. He was trying to get it to Blanks. Hughes, bounce pass inside. Watson to Towery. They lay it in. My goodness, 6-point lead just like that.
And that was the first turnover of the game for Otto, who virtually never turns the ball over.
Blanks to Otto, 6-point lead. So UMSL with the momentum and rolling here against the Bearcats. Bearcats in some trouble here. Blanks to Otto. Otto a 3, and it's off. The rebound to Gerling. Gerling turns, goes back up and scores! He goes right in, and a big bucket by Nolan Gerling.
There's that left hand again that has been so effective tonight.
Use the glass this time against Dust.
That is a big, big shot off the offensive glass.
Under 3, they backdoor. Watson scores, and Watson sneaks in, and they give up the easy bucket again.
The Bearcats not defending well in this second half. UMSL's been very aggressive attacking the basket.
Mabry, top, Otto. Gianni Otto. Oh, Blanks, a 3-ball. It's good, oh my goodness.
30.
Stone, cold ice in his veins. 87-78, the Bearcats by 9.
10 of 13 now from 3-point range for the Cats.
Well, Hughes back the other way, open 3, that's off. It's an air ball, and Otto will grab the rebound.
And now the Cats can slow things down. Make them come out and foul you.
Blanks with 30 tonight. Otto, left wing gonna drive, goes in. Gianni Otto missed the layup. And the rebound though to Mabry. Offensive glass, he's got a double-double to Michael. to Otto. They'll run some more clock.
Boy, Mabry with 4 fouls, got that rebound in between 3 black shirts.
Michael backs it out. 1:45 to play on Mark. 12 to shoot. Bearcats by 9. Otto to Mabry. Mabry spinning, looking. Mabry spins in the bucket, goes in and gets fouled. What a move. Malcolm Mabry with the spin move. He looked to his left. He spun to his right and went to the hole and drew the foul.
Well, Malcolm, 17 points, only 3 in the second half as he's been saddled with foul trouble. But back to the free throw line for him, 73% on the season. And a couple of big free throws here with 1:37 to go to really make it difficult for a Triton comeback. And Mabry short arms the first one.
Might be a little bit, I don't know about tired. He's had some foul issues here, but man, he is really, again, expended some energy.
Double-double, 17 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists for Malcolm tonight.
On those knees, the bend. The second free throw is too hard. He missed them both.
Bearcats 5 of 12 from the free throw line in the second half.
Flash at Watson. Watson spinning towards the bucket. He's in trouble. Goes up, left it around the cylinder. Just got it to go. Bearcats inbound. Nate Michael. Davis on him. Michael tells everybody to clear out. He wants to take it in. Going to break it in. Gets it to Blanks. Blanks gets it across the timeline.
Nate's a guy we want to get on the free throw line. 87%.
87-80. Bearcats by 7. 1:05 to play. Blanks against Grubbs. Crosses over. Blanks gets a pick. Now Mabry up to Otto. Swings it. Nate Michael wide open. Left corner. 3. It's around and out. Mabry the loose ball rebound. And we get a whistle, and it's a foul on Mabry, and he's fouled out of the game.
Wow, there was not much contact there at all. The ball pinballing around, and Mabry didn't even have the ball. Probably should have been a no call. But Mabry fouls out 51.1 seconds, so Bethel will check in.
It's a very late whistle as well.
But again, you're up 7. It's going to be a 2-shot foul here for the Tritons. Even if they make these 2, you can run the clock all the way down to 21 seconds. It's going to make it tough for them. But they have done the job at the foul line in this second half. 11 of 14.
So Grubbs the first, and I believe that's Grubbs' first point. It is, and now a timeout, 30-second timeout called by Umsel. So 51.1 seconds left. Umsel within 6. They got one more free throw coming from Jose Grubbs.
He's a 65.5% free throw shooter on the season. Again, if you're the Cats, you got to be prepared to get the ball in against a full court press. And I think you want to get it into the hands of Nate Michael or Gianni Otto. I mean, they're our 2 best ball handlers and our 2 best foul shooters. Blanks is 75%, but he's just 4 of 9 at the free throw line tonight.
And missed the 3 consecutive free throws after the missed 3, so.
I'm not sure he's ever done that before in his basketball career. 0 for 3 on a 3-point foul shot.
One more for Grubbs. Bends the knees, and Jose Grubbs hits the second. So it's a 5-point lead. And I'll tell you what, if I were them, even with 2 shots, I almost would. And they knock it away. Knock that out of bounds. And they're going to take a look at that. The bench screaming that it was off the hands of Nate Michael.
I don't know how they're going to be able to see that. I don't see a camera down there on that sideline, but 50.1 seconds, Cats up 5. Michael had a defender on each side of him. The ball stripped away.
Again, I don't know that we'd have a view on that anyway. From our camera angle, we certainly don't have a good view of it. And so, I don't know how they're going to be able to overturn this, as we're kind of looking at what we have here. Yeah, we don't have the angle for that. So again, Nate with his back to us from where the camera angle is.
You have to have irrefutable evidence to overrule a call like that. So anyway, let's reset things here. Cats up by 5, and depending on this call, they're either going to have the ball or going to be on defense. Both teams will be in the double bonus with the next Triton foul. And the Cats' best 2 options at the line. So the possession arrow favors the Tritons right now if we've got a held ball situation.
I mean, what would the ruling be? I mean, again, obviously that I don't think the video is going to be able to show anything there.
No.
On the angle. I mean, do you just call it? You can't call it a held ball. It's either.
No, the ball was knocked out of bounds.
Right.
So I mean, there was no whistle.
Yeah. So
that would have indicated a held ball, and I think I would have been complaining about that if there had been. But I don't blame UMSL for making an issue out of it so that they would take a look.
And it gives UMSL a chance to reset as well.
Right, they get a free timeout out of it. Of course, Bearcats do too. They can reset things. Looks like Bethel's going to remain out there with Mabry having fouled out. So again, our best options at the free throw line are Nate Michael, Gianni Otto, and then probably next would be Justin Blanks. Bethel is not a bad foul shooter. Nolan Gerling just over 50%. Of course, he's been hitting everything he shot tonight, but again, the Cats have some options, but you got to get the ball in bounds. Had trouble doing that before this stoppage.
Well, and if you do inbound, if you're UMSL, you got 50.1 seconds left. Why wouldn't you just try to grab Nolan Gerling anyway?
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I mean, put him on the line.
It is UMSL's ball, so they're going to give the ball to UMSL.
Wow, I can't believe they overruled that. That may have been the right call. We couldn't tell from where we were at behind the play. But again, you know, Bearcats, you play good defense here. Make them run the clock down a little bit.
Watch this now as they throw it in. Grubbs now back to Watson. He goes right at Gerling, and Gerling fouled him, and that's all. I think, let's see, is that the 4th on Gerling? It is, so they draw a foul.
Well, that's really all Nolan could do there. You can't give up the layup. 46.5 to go. So Bearcats could get it in, run the clock all the way down. Triton's going to get it back once more. They really need to make both of these free throws.
Watson makes the first.
And they've been money in the second half, 13 of 16.
Watson's had a huge second half, 17 of his 21, 22, 18 of his 22 now.
Free throws have really let them get back in this game.
87-84, one possession game with 46.5 left, so they literally don't have to foul here. If I'm UMSL, I don't know that I do.
Bearcats, you got to run your offense.
Yep.
Try to get it down low to Gerling. You can let Blanks take his man one-on-one. Looks like that's what's going to happen.
Okay, 28 seconds left, 12 to shoot. Blanks, a 2-man game. He's going to pull up long. 3 ball is off, and the rebound comes to UMSL.
Not a good
will
shot.
Tie it.
Not a good shot there. Now you just got to stop the 3.
Now they'll call timeout. I wonder if you're Bob Sundvold.
I would have taken a quick 2 there.
I would have taken a quick 2 as well. I agree. I wondered
if
that's the thought, if they try to run something quick, the similar inbound play to Watson where he gets to the basket and gets the layup, and then you foul quickly and just try to extend it. Because, again, the Bearcats will get 2 shots regardless. But
that's something they should have talked about in that previous timeout. You know, if we make these 2 free throws and they go down and miss, we get a chance to push it up the floor and get an easy 2. Let's do it. Now, I don't know what the timeout situation is with them, Joe. I don't know if they have any timeouts left. But they do have the possession arrow.
That's a big one as well.
So the Bearcats are going to keep the same 5 on the floor of Michael, Otto, Bethel, Blanks, and Gurley. Blanks really looked a little tired on that last 3,
Yeah, he did.
even though he's made 6 of 8 3-pointers tonight. That one was way off the mark. Bearcats still 10 of 15 from 3-point range, but just 11 of 20 at the free throw line, and it's almost like they're doing everything they can to give Umsel a chance to come back here.
Ward is checked into the game, number 5. He's back at the center position. So it's Grubbs into Watson. They run a high-low play. Going to pick. They're going to try to set up Davis. Davis back over to Watson. Watson, Bethel on him. Over to Davis, and it's a pick. Offensive foul! Offensive foul!
And they made the 3.
Otto through that. It's an offensive foul right in front of the official. Gianni Otto took one right near the kisser and drew the offensive foul with 6 seconds left. The 3 does not count.
That's really what you call taking one for the team there, Joe, is they ran the play just like they wanted, got the 3 and made it, but the illegal screen takes Otto out of the play, and the foul, the 10th team foul, not a player control foul, so no free throws, but the Bearcats still got to get it in bounds here, 5.6 seconds. And we'll have another timeout, I think, to talk things over.
And if that is the foul, that is Elijah Watson. That's his 5th.
So
Good
he
night.
is done.
And he's been fantastic in the second half. 23 points he finishes with, 19 of which came in the second half. And I'm telling you, he led the charge in the second half.
Yeah, he's 3rd on their team in scoring, 3rd in rebounding, so that's a big loss for them.
I mean, look at it. They've outscored the Bearcats 48-33 in the second half. Stephen Davis hasn't scored in the second half.
Yeah, their leading scorer has been held scoreless, but other guys have stepped up.
He is 0 of 5 from the field, and that last 3 that he made didn't count because of the offensive foul. Otto to throw it in. Looking, throws it into Blanks, and we get a foul, holding foul on Hughes. Now, we need at least 1 here, and 2 would pretty much, I think, cinch this up.
Not much time off the clock there, still 5.4. And Blanks, remember, 0 for 3 the last time he stepped up to the free throw line. He's 75% on the season. So if you're Justin Blanks, you're having a great night. You got 30 points. You really just need to make 1 of these 2 free throws. And short on the first one. He's tired. He's been playing hard tonight. He has not been on the bench much. So this is the big one here. And even if he misses it, you got to get back on defense. Don't give him an open 3-pointer.
4 of 10 from the foul line. 1 more, and he's got it. Oh, that's a big one. 4-point game, 2 possessions. They inbound. Quickly, Matthews in the front court. Throws it to Davis. Davis, a double clutch shot, and he misses it. And the Bearcats hold on for dear life. 88-84 to pull the upset against Umsel on the final game. The true senior night for Justin Blanks and for Gianni Otto. Wow.
Hallelujah. The Bearcats just 6 of 14 at the free throw line in that second half. And again, that's where that short bench really becomes a factor. Guys start getting tired, and your good shooters start missing those free throws because they don't have any legs left. But a great all-around game tonight from Justin Blanks, 31 points, 23 points for Nolan Gerling, one of his best games of the season, 10 rebounds, 17 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists for Malcolm Mabry before he fouled out. Gianni Otto, a big game for him, 9 points, 4 assists, just 1 turnover. But boy, the Bearcats did not make it easy on themselves. And you got to give them some credit. They really came out and attacked the basket in that second half and caught the Bearcats flat-footed a little bit. They were 14 of 17 at the free throw line were the Tritons in the second half. So they were able to get a lot of points with the clock stopped and cut into that Bearcat lead, which was 24 points early in the half. So this final score not indicative of the way this game transpired at all. So the Cats, Bearcat men salvaged a split as the ladies went down to defeat earlier tonight. But, wow, that's a big one. First conference home win of the year. And that's really going to hurt UMSL's chances now getting into the postseason tournament.
Well, certainly it does. As we take a look real quickly here to update that, UMSL now will fall to 7-8. So there'll be 2 full games behind Maryville, so that hurts them in trying to win the Central, number 1, too, as well. And then again, they came into this game tonight in the 8th as the 8th seed. So UMSL came in at 3.14, their rating, just 0.03 of a point behind Lewis, who's at 3.17. So Lewis is bunched in there as well. William Jewell was at 3.07. So depending on what Jewell did tonight, I'm not sure who Jewell played, but if William Jewell won their game, then they would it would elevate them ahead of UMSL. And depending on what Lewis did, it could make a difference there as well. So
yeah, I would have to think if Jewell won tonight, they would leapfrog them for that final spot. And haven't seen Jewell here. They got a pretty good team, but Triton's really fought hard in the second half and made this game a lot closer than it should have been. The Bearcats their own worst enemy at times, but overall a good game. The Bearcats came out and shot the lights out in the first half, 72% plus. Just really played great basketball. Probably their best 20 minutes of the year, 54 points. And they were able to hold on for dear life in this one as a furious second half comeback for the Tritons comes up short.
It definitely does. We're going to get to Justin Blanks is coming up here. He's our player of the game, 31 points. So we're going to get to Justin here in just a second. We'll get him on the headset. And my goodness, this was quite a game. Bearcats a big lead at the half by 18. UMSL storms back. You figured they would do that, make a run. And the Bearcats able to hold on, led by Justin Blanks. 31 points tonight, 4 rebounds. Had a couple of steals as well. Congratulations. Is it nerve-wracking out there for you guys trying to finish? Because I'll tell you what, we got a little nervous there, but you hit that big free throw at the end. You guys were able to hold on as they made a furious rally, a comeback.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like nerve-wracking. Well, I can speak for myself. Probably anxious, to get the win, and we were up by 20, and we were kind of playing, safe. And I kept on saying we were playing too safe. We got to keep pushing the ball because they want to go half court, and and slow the ball up. And we had to keep pushing the ball like we did in the first half, and get some buckets. But I mean, we pulled it out, so the win is a win.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. We've talked about that too. Ken had mentioned, I don't know if you run clock. I said, just keep pushing, keep your foot on the gas. Keep it on. Right. Is it just natural to have any sense of complacency when you have a big lead like that? You guys are shooting so well, 72% from the field in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of times we came out strong, and then we were like, okay, we can stay where we're at, or like lighten up. But we dealt with that a couple of times, but most of the time we've been down and trying to play catch up, and now. Tonight we're up, big, and we had to deal with trying to keep the game where it was at and keep pushing forward. So like I said, the win is a win. So.
And you mentioned it too as well. They really wanted to play the half court. They really seemed to get to the bucket a lot better. Designed some things in order to get Watson to the bucket, especially. Right. You guys took Davis out of the game well. I mean, he didn't score in the second half. Watson's a guy who really picked it up and played well.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it was a great win. Talk about this, and obviously this damaging to UMSL. They're right on the cusp of trying to get that 8th seed. They're probably going to drop back if William Jewell won their game tonight. Lewis is in the mix too at the 7th seed. Mm-hmm. But talk about that now, and in this role now of trying to beat a team like this and sort of play a spoiler role.
Yeah, I mean, we're just doing whatever we can to get wins. We had 4 games left. Now we have 3. Just try to pull them all out and just play our hardest. I mean, it's kind of tough. We lost a lot of games, had a losing streak that we probably shouldn't have had, that we, didn't want. But like I said, just got to finish the season out strong and, compete every game. So that's all we're worried about.
How tough has it been, too, going through that streak? You lost some close ones or some games or, again, Southern Indiana. Bellarmine, you played a great first half against them. Mm-hmm. They did. Right there. They made that run early in the second half and seemed to get it. How tough has that been? To sort of keep the focus, not be demoralized, I guess.
Yeah, man, it's real tough. No one likes to lose, and then it's just, okay, we lost this one. But we have this one, then we end up losing. We're up we were down by 1 against Bellarmine, or up by 1, I forget. But, you know, we're real close to Bellarmine. They're the number 1 seed, and we ended up losing by a lot of points. You know, it's just tough going through that streak of just losing, you know, and then it's like, okay, we got to pull this one out, and then we lose, you know what I'm saying? So it was good to get a win tonight. So
it certainly is. Now you go to Maryville on Sunday. The last 3 games on the road, and you guys have seemed to play better on the road. It's hard to believe it's the first home win in conference play for you guys here tonight, but you saved the best for last.
Yeah.
But you go to Maryville now, and again, they're right in the thick of things too as well with UMSL. They're trying to fight for position and another opportunity to, you know, take it to them. A pretty good Maryville team at that.
Yeah, just, you know, take it to them like, you know, tonight, and, you know, play our hardest and try to get a win. Like I said, just finish out the season strong.
I know you got 3 games left here. They're all on the road. We won't see you again here on this home floor. What's this McKendree career been for you? What's it meant to you? It's just been great to see you watch, especially seeing some of your play too as well in the second half. A couple of the threes, I mean, ice water in your veins to hit those. Big 3 where they were making a run there. Big 3 to extend the lead, I think, back to about 11 before they made that last run at the end.
Yeah, I just try to do whatever I can do, you know, just help the team win. You know, that's my main goal is winning. You know, however many points it has to take, or rebounds or assists or steals or whatever it is, like, my main goal is just to win. So, you know, my job on this team is, you know, to lead the team as a captain, you know, and I try to do whatever I can, you know, to make that happen. So, in like, as far as like the career-wise, you know, my junior year I came in, didn't know anybody. You know, we had some good players on the team, and, you know, they were losing, so it was kind of tough to come in and, you know, come off the bench. I normally haven't came off the bench too many times, and like I was kind of like the 6-man starter almost, you know, coming off the bench, like, you know, real early in the first half and playing a lot of the game. So, I mean, it's been fun while I've been here, but now it's time to move on and, you know, finish out the season strong. You know, the main goal is, you know, win Saturday, you know, win the next 2 games after that, and then, you know, whatever happens after that, you know, you never know. So it's been good for me.
It's been fun to watch you too. It's fun to watch you as one of the leaders of this team too, and the big shots and the big threes, and especially here tonight, 31 points. Congratulations. I wish you all the best, okay?
You,
good luck those last 3 games too. That's Justin Blanks, our player of the game, 31 points a game high. He was outstanding this evening. Just a fantastic game. And I'll tell you what, if this last home game here, and we're talking about saving the best for last for this last home game. Again, they got 3 games left. They got Maryville on Saturday. I'm sure Maryville's going to see this result. They're going to think about this, and I think it's got their attention coming in here as the Bearcats get ready for that game against Maryville. Maryville won the game here back in early January, 79-66, but boy, the Bearcats. What a performance here tonight by Justin Blanks, and to be able to finish this, and it got awfully close. But Blanks with that big free throw with 5.4 seconds left. Gianni Otto taking the charge, taking one literally in the jaw, and taking that charge and bouncing back up, smiling and clapping.
Yeah, that was the play of the game right there. I think when that happened, it looked like we're going to have a repeat of what happened in St. Louis last month, where the Bearcats had a 5-point lead late, and the Tritons able to win it on a last-second shot, a fairly long jump shot with under a second to go. But the Cats able to avoid that here tonight with a big defensive play by Gianni and a big free throw from Justin. A much-needed win for the Bearcats, who finally get their first conference GLVC win at home of the season.
And so we're going to talk to head coach Harry Statham right now. He's going to join us here momentarily. The legendary head coach of the Bearcats. We'll give Coach the headset here. Make sure this is all cleaned off here. We'll give that to Coach Statham. And win number 1,122. And it's got to feel pretty sweet. And again, we don't need as much drama at the end there. So please, no more of that. We don't want that. But a great win, and I'll tell you what, considering the history with UMSL and earlier this year, and I don't know if that's in the back of your mind thinking about what happened in St. Louis earlier this season, but good to see the guys close it out. And, boy, Justin Blanks, one of your captains, a fantastic performance here tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't shoot free throws very well, and that's one of our strengths, and that was a big part. We didn't stretch the lead out there, and we wanted to kind of control the ball a little more of the last half in the closing minutes and get the free throw line, but we didn't do a good job there, I didn't think. We shot some a little too quickly and didn't get the line, and then we did. We missed more than I wanted us to do, but we'll take the win any way it comes, Not going to complain about a win of any kind.
No, exactly, and it's got to feel good too. Justin was talking about, hey, we had some close losses. This is a losing streak, and how it weighs on you. It weighs on you. How big is that, obviously, for this team to get this? And now, obviously, Maryville's going to be thinking about it on Saturday when you guys go there, and they've got a lot to play for as well too. So the Bearcats play a pretty big role in these last few games.
Yeah, they do. That's how the league is. You don't know the last game sometimes who the 8th person is going to be in the playoff picture, or what spot you're going to get there. So they're all really important. And I don't know. I'm trying to stay off that stuff all I can, not really get into it too much. But we win the last 3. Who knows? How the other guys play. So we're in there hoping.
Let's talk about the 2 seniors, obviously, because this is the last time we're going to see you at home this year. First, to talk about Justin. Obviously, he's a transfer coming in. He said he's sort of almost like a hybrid 6-man starter last year, and now starting more this year. How much has he grown this year? You gave him a captaincy. You give the seniors that, but how much have you seen his growth since he's been here?
Well, I think, sizable. He's different roles. This year he has played a big role for us. But he loves to play. He works pretty hard, and he wants to keep on playing after here, So he's a dedicated guy. He likes the game.
Gianni Otto, obviously it's a little more incomplete because of the knee injury last year. We've seen what he's done this year, and he had to step up now, starting more. Last couple of games, shooting the ball pretty well, giving you some points. We know how good his defense is, and obviously a heck of a play. One of the plays of the game, maybe the play of the game there, taking that charge, taking one literally in the mouth and the jaw to draw that charge. Talk about what Gianni's meant.
Yeah, I wish he had recovered from that injury a little sooner. I thought he'd have a big year this year. He had a slow start. I guess it was worse than we thought, But what a great guy he is, and he came so far last year. If he hadn't gotten hurt, he'd have been a terrific player for us last year and this year both. But he's a quality guy and team all the way and smart, makes big plays, and he's obviously progressed a lot too. He's a good leader for us, and we're going to miss both those guys.
And talking about both those two, just is sort of encompassing both this question, how well they practice too, because you coaches always say you practice like you play in the game. That's what's that's going to make you better. It's going to prepare you for those situations, and those are 2 of your better guys that obviously push guys in practice.
Yeah, no question about it. That's what we said a lot, that you play like you practice, and so we try to do it the right way, and hope for the best. And we've had some tough calls this year, man. I thought we could have won 6, 8, 9 more ball games than we did, but it didn't come out that way. So we'll just press on and try and get the last 3.
And again, that's what this league does. It's so tough. Well, you got Maryville, and then obviously you're going to see Quincy again. You've got S&T, Max in there. I mean, again, they're some tough game on Saturday. Yeah. But again, you guys come out and play like this. You proved you can beat anybody. Yeah. I mean, again, Drury, the beginning of the year, going to UIS, not an easy place to win either.
All right.
Any reason as to why maybe you played a little bit better on the road than you have at home? You think guys press more? That's the one thing Kent and I, we couldn't put our finger on.
Yeah, no. Most of the time you're better at home, You want to be at home. And but this year we've had a tough time. It seemed like we lost close games, and we had some dry spells. We'd play a good first half, and then the last half we'd have a cold stretch or just not play as well. And I haven't got any answer for it. If I did, I'd sure say it, and I'd publish it, I guess, put in the book. But
absolutely. Well, Coach, listen, best of luck to you the last 3 games. As always, great to see you.
Thanks.
Always love chatting with you. Thanks so much for always coming up to and
appreciate
having a conversation.
your great job on the air. You and Ken do a super job for it.
Thank
We're
you very
grateful.
much. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate that, Coach. Thank you. That is the legendary head coach of the Bearcats, Harry Statham. Win number 1,122 tonight, and it's an 88-84 upset win over our old friends from UMSL. Let's run down the final scoring totals for you here as we'll wrap this one up for you. For the victorious Bearcats, who shot a grand total of 61% from the field. They finished the game 33 of 54. They were 12 of 25 in the second half for 48%, so 61%. And again, you knew it was going to come down. They shot 72% in the first half. They finished the game from three-point range, shooting 10 of 15, 67%, but just 12 of 22 from the foul line. And that's something the coach alluded to, something Ken alluded to, that should have been, again, hit more of your free throws, get to the free throw line more as well in that second half, which is what he said they were shooting for, hoping to get him into foul trouble, get to the free throw line, score some more points that way. That didn't happen. But again, only 55% from the free throw line, but they hang on, 88-84. Three double-figure scores led by Justin Blanks, 31 points tonight. Had one assist, had a block, 2 steals, played all 40 minutes tonight as well. Nolan Gerling, 23 points. He was outstanding tonight, 10 rebounds. He had a double-double. Malcolm Mabry, before he fouled out, 17 points. He also added 10 rebounds. He had a double-double, although the Bearcats were -3 on the glass here tonight against UMSL. 9 for Gianni Otto, 6 for Nate Bethel. That was 2 threes he hit in the first half. And then 2 points for Nate Michael, only 2 for Nate. And he played 37 minutes tonight. He was chasing around their leading scorer, Stephen Davis, and he held him to 0 of 6 from the field in the second half and just 13 points. That's something we should talk about. Nate didn't score, but he didn't let Stephen Davis go off, and that's a big thing tonight.
Well, just a great win, much needed for this Bearcat team. I loved the energy that Malcolm Mabry had there in that first half. That really kind of, I think, sparked the other guys, and we came out and just shot the lights out in that first half. And even after cooling down, the Bearcats made 67% of their three-pointers. So, 10 of 15, you'd have to make 15 of 15 twos to score the same amount of points. So, that's just incredible. Even though we got a little tired at the end, and missed some free throws, allowed UMSL to make things interesting, but the Cats were able to make a big free throw there to ice it with Justin Blanks, just a couple of seconds left to go. Again, the three-point shooting was the difference for us tonight. And, I talked about former Bearcat John Krause, the all-time #1 three-point shooter in Bearcat history. He doesn't get to many games because he's a high school coach, and the schedules often conflict. But here watching with his kids tonight, and maybe he was the good luck charm.
We've got to get him back here.
I'm telling you, we got to get John back out here again for sure, because he was a tremendous player. And the Bearcats just came out and shot better than they have all season. And even after cooling off, 61% from the field for the game. You're not going to lose too often when you shoot 61%. Yep. And so the Cats, 20 assists. That's something that hasn't been there the last couple of games. It's been more shooting off the dribble. The Cats got back to what they did well in the first semester tonight. And so thankfully that losing streak is over. And now the Bearcats can just go out and have some fun on Saturday and try to pull off another upset.
So the final totals for UMSL, they finished the game shooting 50%, 30 of 60 for the field, but just 5 of 17 from three-point range, 19 of 25 from the three-point stripe, so 76 from the free throw line, 76% from the foul line, just 29% from three. And as Ken said, that was the difference in the game. Bearcats shoot 67% from three, and UMSL shooting 29%. They were led by Elijah Watson, 23 points. Anthony Hughes and Stephen Davis had 13, but again, Stephen Davis 0 of 6 from the field, or 0 of 5 from the field in the second half. Nate Michael doing a heck of a job. He's 3 of 8 from three. Davis would have had the game-tying three, but Gianni Otto drawing the offensive foul on the illegal screen by Elijah Watson that also fouled Watson out of the game. So a big play there with just over 5 seconds to go, and the Bearcats clinging to a 3-point lead. 11 points for Jason Towery off the bench, 10 for Jonathan Matthews off the bench, 5 points for Shane Wissink, 4 points for Eric Dust, 2 each for DJ White and Jose Grubbs, and 1 free throw for Will Presson. They were +3 on the boards. UMSL drops to 12 and 12 overall, 7 and 8 in GLVC play, and they'll probably drop out of that 8th slot if William Jewell did win tonight. So that's a big one. So they got 3 left, and they got some work to do as well to get some not only wins but quality wins too as well. They don't control their own destiny, and the Bearcats gave a little help, a little nudge there. Bearcats are now 12 and 13, 3 and 12 in GLVC play, and they head to Maryville. They'll close the season at Maryville on Saturday, and then next Thursday at S&T, and then the following Saturday, the 24th, at Quincy. So the next broadcast will be on Saturday. Scott Cummings will have the games against Maryville. Be a 1 o'clock tip for the women's game, and then 30 minutes following the men's game, it'll be the game against Maryville. We'll see if the Bearcats can pull a second upset. And for my partner, Kent Zimmerman, as always, great working with you, my friend. It's another great season. Hope to do it again for many more years, and appreciate all the knowledge and insight you give me, not only in the history of Bearcat basketball, but just catching all the nuances during the game. It's just always a pleasure working with you, my friend.
Well, likewise, and it was great to end the season, at least the home season, with a win here tonight.
Save the best for last, right? We finally got a W here.
Absolutely. So I'm 2 for 2 broadcasting UMSL games at home the last 2 seasons, and so the Cats a big win against a pretty good UMSL team that just got off to a little bit of a slow start. But again, the Cats 3-point shooting was the difference tonight. They made 5 more threes than the Tritons, and were able to hold on for a win in spite of a furious second half comeback by UMSL. But good win for the Cats. They can hopefully take a little momentum going into that game on Saturday. And that's a game that they're capable of winning. I mean, Maryville's a very good team, but if we come out and play well and defend well, we've got a chance. And then, we got a couple of games on the road there coming up against Quincy and S&T. S&T really struggling in conference this year, so those are all games where you've got a good chance if you come out and play well. And so the Cats still have an outside shot at finishing above 500 for the first time since they went to Division II, and that would really be huge. So it'd be nice to get, in spite of all the injuries and everything that we've had this year, to be nice to have a nice winning finish to the season and take that going into next year.
All right, partner. Well, again, a pleasure. Daddy-daughter dance tomorrow night.
I can't wait. I'm going to rest up tonight.
I just did mine the last Friday, so definitely get your rest tonight for that one. But again, we'll see you next year, and glad we could get the belated birthday present to you as well here. So there you go.
Thank you,
Maybe
Joe.
That's what it is. We just got to play UMSL late, right around your birthday, and we get the win.
Better late than never.
Better late than never. All right, for Ken Zimmerman, Charles McNeil, great job as always too as well. Thank you for Scott Cummings and the rest of the staff here at McKendree University. This is Joe Zidlow saying good night and farewell one final time this year. It's been a pleasure. Hope to see you again in football season and next year in November for basketball season. For another year, McKendree Sports. It's been my pleasure bringing it to you. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast. I know you enjoyed the outcome. Final score, McKendree men's squad 88, UMSL 84. They pull the upset and get a win on home court in GLVC play in their final home game of the season. You've been listening and watching McKendree men's basketball on the GLVC and McKendree Bearcat Sports Network. Good night.
My name is Jim Dennis, and I serve as president of McKendree University, a member of the Great Lakes Valley Conference. We are here today to wish you all the best in your athletic endeavors as well as your academic activities. Go Bearcats.